If you're on the fence at this year's Brier, today is the day to perform. It is day 6, really the last chance to get yourself into the playoff picture here at the Brier in Kelowna. Downtown Kelowna, a great place for large events. How about the Memorial Cup? It'll be next year, hosted by the Kelowna Rockets. Right now, they're on an 8-game road trip, so we can bring you the best curlers in Canada. The Montana's Brier, our feature. Grattan, Dunstone. It's a big day when it comes to making the playoffs. Can't wait for all the action. Come on inside the building. As always, glad you're watching our coverage right here on TSN. Brian Mudrick, Kathy Gauthier, and a storyline last night. The head ice technician is Greg Owasco, so he was going to texture the stones. Basically, a little bit of work underneath them with some sandpaper, get a little more curl. So how can that affect play today?
Well, interestingly enough, it'll be the first 5 who picks it up quicker. It means the rocks are a little bit sharper. They won't glide as far. They'll curl a lot more when it comes to rest. It's those in-between weights that may catch teams.
Is there anything better than playing in your first ever Brier as a rookie? Well, we have a lot of rookie experiences, and they are taking center stage and playing well. How about out of Saskatchewan, Rylan Kleider? This last night against Ontario, another rookie skip. Not his final stone, Kathy, but he really put the pressure on in 3.
Well, when we covered Rylan yesterday morning, we talked about how his numbers for hitting were so much higher. He is known as a great drawer. This is an example of why this team is here.
Would end up stealing a point in the end as he beats Ontario and Team Saskatchewan. Nice win and some fist pumps after that. Final score, 9-4 there. Mike McEwen got here on points, and he's making his point. How about 14 against Newfoundland and Labrador? Scoffin a win over PEI 8-5, and Jacobs now out of Alberta. What a story. He's been undefeated, beating Owen Purcell 7-3. So Wednesday, it's going to get a lot more clear at the end of tonight's action. Pool A, Gushu, Carruthers, Dunstone, Epping, very much in the conversation. Only the top 3 will make it. And Pool B, look at McEwen, look at Jacobs, and then it's Kleider, it's Moybrook. It's going to be a lot of fun to the finish. Matt Dunstone, the #1 team in the country. Obviously, a lot of success recently. He made the final a couple years ago, found the podium 3 times. But draw weight this week, Kathy, when it comes to 6, when you look at his percentages for draws, he is number 6 right now, and he had a couple of tough moments in a game against Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, you know, for Matt, everybody knows he's a highlight reel when it comes to big weight shots. We see that all the time, but you have to be able to do everything. There's always been that question mark about Matt when it comes to draws. Yesterday, I watched the Harnden boys drop off halfway down on the draw for the win. He had to go the extra against Newfoundland and Labrador. Matt needs to be confident about draw weight to move forward. He's got a tough schedule ahead.
For James Grattan, his 17th appearance at the Brier. He told me he turned 50 back in July. This one a little more emotional. He's got his brother here. He has his son on the bench as well. And second half Grattan has showed up at this competition again.
Well, his numbers are always bad in the beginning, and you say, why doesn't he learn from year to year? Because he only plays on arena ice once a year. 84% in the last 2. And the key thing for James Grattan, he's been here so many times. Matt Dunstone, Brendan Botcher, he doesn't care.
We'll be watching a lot of storylines here. Grattan has to win to keep his playoff hopes alive. Kevin Cooey's taking on Team Canada. Cooey has to win to keep his playoff hopes alive. Picture perfect. Lake Okanagan curling next. Grattan, Dunstone on TSN.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
A little rain last night, but it's been around 10 degrees the entire stay so far in Kelowna. Lake Okanagan, it's been beautiful to walk, see the marina, enjoy some great weather as spring right around the corner, as are the playoffs. So this is a big day at the Montana's Brier, and our feature is Manitoba, New Brunswick. It is Time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. We begin with Team New Brunswick. Out of the Gage Golf and Curling Club in Oromocto, you have Andy McCann, Paul Dobson, Joel Kratz, and your skip is James Grattan. Out of the Port Rouge Curling Club, Team Manitoba, Ryan Harnden, EJ Harnden, the brothers back together again, Colton Lott at third, and your skip is Matt Dunstone. Draw to the button. So critical all week long because the tiebreakers are your head-to-head matchup, and then you have the draw to the button numbers. There's no tie-breaking games, and this not really close. Actually, both teams struggling a bit, but
Yes.
Dunstone good enough at 72.6 centimeters. 2 stones are thrown clockwise, counterclockwise, and the advantage Dunstone, he has hammer, so it'll be Andy McCann here to kick things off for Team New Brunswick. It's a special day here, Kathy. I mean, it's the unofficial moving day at the Brier.
It is.
Playoffs looming. Top 3 on either side will make the playoffs. And Grattan knows what's up. He has to win to keep his playoff hopes alive.
And for Team Dunstone, no doubt feeling very much the same way. They have a very tough schedule ahead, and these are games that you want to not only win, but you want to play well in winning.
Pretty good numbers from Andy so far. James Grattan and Andy McCann have been best buddies for a long time. They coached their kids playing baseball together, and meant a lot to him. All those appearances, all those years together to have your best buddy with you.
What we're going to watch this week as we see some great numbers by Ryan, where the first 5 ends in particular is the effect of the texturing of the stones last night. You're not going to see that on a hit like this, but on the draw, you heard Andy say, wow, when he let go. Not only will it curl more, it curls even more as the weight comes off, and it starts to have almost a claw-like feel. Doesn't carry as far. They'll settle down. I talked to Greg Owasco before the game, and he felt that they've been textured enough, and they'll smooth out in the second half of this end, or this game, rather.
So if you have a softer release, Kathy, with less rotation, are you punished more?
Yeah, see you later. It's really going to hurt when you texture the stones. You have to have a good rotation on arena ice at the best of times, but when the rocks are sharpened, if it's soft at all, you're going to see a lot of straight handles without a fern. That's
that pop right there on Ryan's.
That's an experienced thrower.
Gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go, Cole.
They really got to go to get a piece,
Very good straight.
and just enough to eliminate that red rock.
There, I.
Well, that wasn't released. They talked about him just throwing a little bit less than the targeted weight, and that's why it moved.
Paul Dobson. Second stones for Team New Brunswick.
I got all there compared to yours.
Weight's close. Running like it's good though.
Good speed. Shot, Paul.
And you can see the decision that has been made by Matt Dunstone with this texturing of the stones.
Just clean.
Last rock, the rock
Clean.
before, he could have elected to ignore
Clean.
with last
Clean.
rock and throw a
Yes, clean.
guard, but just
Clean.
wants to see things play out in this first end before they'll start to go. That's why he's playing the hits.
Time for the keys to the game, Kathy. Let's begin with Team New Brunswick.
Well, James Grattan has been so good for so long. In the last couple of games, I talked about his numbers. Just give him a chance. Give him a shot to be able to draw to it. And the James lately, that is really about the last couple of games where he started at 70s and 68, and he's been 84 in the last 2 games. That's the James that needs to
Not
show.
heavy.
Now go then. Hard then.
Hard, Andy.
Hard to it. Hard. Keep going.
Well, for Matt and his team, coming in the #1 team in the country, where you're going to see your biggest advantage is at second. You're going to draw ahead with EJ. That's the biggest discrepancy. 88 overall for EJ, only 77 for Dobson. And the draw weight, that will be a recurring theme today. 95% for Colton, so draw Colton to give you some advice if you need.
Keys to the game brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. Well, it's interesting, Kathy, your keys to the game, and especially for New Brunswick. I talked with James Grattan last night, and I asked him, what's the strategy here against Dunstone this morning? He said, we want to play a well-managed scoreboard game. You know, simple, pick our spots, put on some pressure. But I can't afford to get the scoring zone closed off early. I made that mistake against Gushu, gave up a big end. So for James, he says, I got to leave myself a shot for one.
You can get caught up in a mess of rocks sometimes, and James is going to make a really high percentage of shots if he's got the option to get the path to the 4-foot. And he sometimes doesn't leave himself one.
It's been a busy couple weeks for Joel Kratz. He coached the U18 team for Nova Scotia before coming here, and they had a great run.
Real good throw.
Winning the championship, beating Ontario.
Put a clock on this. We heard them say 14. That's certainly slower than it has been, and it's probably not the ice that's slower. Again, it's the textured stones that don't slide as far.
Okay, line's good. Tighter path than each. Okay, T-line.
So we talked about off the top, you know, draw weight for Matt Dunstone coming in, tied for 7th percentages when it comes to his draw weight, Kathy. But it's interesting, his teammates have backed him up nicely with draws, and Colton Lott's had a nice championship so far, and that is pretty good.
And that was 14 between the hog lines. We have seen it a little bit quicker to start. And again, it's not the ice, it's the stones, but great adjustment made by Colton. It's just dialing in a number that you know you feel comfortable with. And then once you throw the first one, now he's got the feel.
Hurl.
Girl.
Hurl.
Joel Kratz running out of real estate. Oh, he picks it clean, though.
Go, Joel.
I was talking to James about Joel. He's just 23 years of age, but James says he's the oldest soul on the team. He's like the father figure, which is funny, but he says he's a great player, good strategy, the analytics guy, and keeps the old young guys in check.
Well, and that's really good. It's important to have that mixture.
It's quite a bit less, guys.
You can go.
You just gotta go wait.
Hard then.
So Matt trying to make use of that stone that is just out of
Line's great.
play.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Line's great.
Just go.
Hoping that in New Brunswick's
Perfect
attempt
line.
to remove it, they might jam. That's why it's playing to that side.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
We're not that.
I get speed. Shot, Colt. Oh, boy. And 15 on that one.
Sweet.
Yeah. Got her.
That's his first pass. Are you throwing for weight?
Huh?
Throwing for weight?
Yeah, same as you.
Same? Firm?
Yeah. You were nice and positive.
Yeah.
Too.
I joked with him. I said, so, you know, you turned 50. He said that was a big number, turned 50 back in July. Are you still Jimmy the Kid? And he laughed and he said, well, if Sid the Kid is still Sid the Kid, I'll take it. He says,
That's a great analogy.
I'll take it if I can. I'm okay with it.
Whoa! Whoa! Clean. Hurl. Whoa! Hurl. Clean.
Oh, James.
Boy.
Oh, really nice shot.
Holds the paint.
Good toss.
Shot, James.
Peel here.
I think so.
Yeah. Peel right there. Try and hit 2/3.
In turn.
Yeah, in turn 2/3.
Yeah.
And Matt's not really worried about sticking around. He's throwing up weight in the event that he clips on the back one. Just doesn't want to be forced here in one.
He's been knocking on the door for a number of years, Kathy, as Matt will reset here in the hack. Last year, he lost to Mike McEwen in his run to the playoffs. Lost the final to Brad Gushue in London back in 2023, 7-5 that year, and a bronze medal in Calgary a few years back in 2021.
Hard! Yep.
And the shooter will roll out.
Ah.
Bronze in Kingston the year before that. So he's been at the podium a number of times, Kathy. He's been in the big game. He's lost a final. And still young. Matt Dunstone, one of the young up-and-comers in the game.
Well,
Yeah, I think 14-5. Yeah.
big weight. He wanted to make sure he clipped the back one
Probably
because
14
in
and a
the
half.
absence of doing that, now it gives James a chance to roll. Or rather, draw it right in front of it.
Think you can give me like an inch off the rock?
Okay.
Well, last time James Grattan, we mentioned all the appearances, number 17. Last time he was above 500 was in BC, Kamloops, back in 2014, a 6-5 record. It's a tough year last year, went 1-7 in Regina. Remember, had Darren Moulding on his team a couple years ago as well. Moulding a champion with Alberta and Botcher, and that will not force Matt Dunstone to a tough shot. It'll be just an easy one.
And that's a great example of a softer release, Brian. Not only did it not carry as far, but you saw the handle come off as it was starting to go down the ice. Something that James and the team will probably talk about
Probably a little heavy.
at the end of this end.
Allowing Matt to just fire this through for the blank.
90. Yeah, I got 90.
We are underway on this Wednesday morning. The Montana's Brier. Blank on the board. Dunstone has hammer again when we come back. Lead Stones on the way in this second end. This one from Andy McCann. First one settled
Just
top
come next
12. Blank on the board in that first end. So here in two it is Matt Dunstone with hammer throwing the yellow rocks.
Well, and as expected, Matt is not going to waste any more time. He was content to keep things simple the first end, but knowing what the Stones will now do, looking for Ryan to use the guard he just threw on the first one and get behind.
Copy!
Go ahead. Little bit early line.
Copy!
Hard line. Hard line. Really got to go line here. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa.
Make a bit of a better guard here.
That's good, Pete.
Right. Okay.
Critical games across the board as you have a couple of rookie skips head-to-head. DeLello and DeYoung on sheet B. Our feature, obviously, Grattan and Dunstone. Grattan has to win to keep his playoff hopes alive. Brier Carruthers, what a start. 5-1 record, none of it looking for win number one. And Brad Gushue looking for a record 7th Brier title. Kevin Cooey started slow. He has to win. Cooey does to keep his hopes alive. And you see John Epping, the bye, this morning.
Line's good. Line's real good.
Let me know, Andy. I'll stay down.
Line's really good.
Weight's close.
Weight looks nice.
Yeah, weight's pretty
James
close.
wants to leave those two stones at the top of the 12 and use them as guards. That's why they're going around.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to get a read. Such a difference.
We're going to hear a little bit about that for a while, Muddy. Just such a difference in terms of not only paths right now, because you've got the draw to the 4-foot paths that are worn down a little bit. So you've got some fresh ice, but you're also dealing with stones that are going to be a little bit slower. So the brushing could be a bit of a mystery this first little bit.
Here's the big free agent signing. E.J. Harnden, as he'll make the double.
Sweet.
As Matt Dunstone making a change as he let go B.J. Neufeld. And he said he probably does not make that move unless E.J. was available. He was, as E.J. a couple of good years with Brad Gushue. The brothers are back together on that front end. And Matt just said, you know what, it's a business as well. The team needed a bit of a spark. They were beating good teams. They weren't going on deep runs. They wanted a shake-up, and they get that intensity back.
Yeah, weight's good.
And E.J. Harnden joining his brother Ryan once again.
Well, and in EJ, we saw just a brilliant player for so many years, but he sent a great text to my son when he was released saying that, I've seen that you always played with passion. I felt like you were getting that sucked out of you. The same thing happened to me. And when you watch EJ now with this team, it's a new team. It's a new opportunity playing with his brothers. The passion is back. And EJ, passionate is a very dangerous EJ.
The team had a great training session in Toronto at the Mississauga Golf and Country Club, just outside of Toronto.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Might get a spin up here. Okay, good, good. Shot.
And the Reds disappear again.
Get that intern coming out now. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They talked about it. The chemistry never went away with the brothers.
Yep.
As in the first event that they were reunited, it was there again. And Matt remembers watching the trials in 2013 that at that time it was the brothers of Brad Jacobs winning. And he watched that team live, how they did it, the intensity. And that's where it hit, Matt Dunstone. Man, this is curling's my thing. I want to pursue this. And now he's got both of those brothers on his team. Pretty special.
All you can, Andy.
Good shot, Joel. Shot, bud.
We showed you the head-to-head matchups this morning, so an update on the scores. A blank on Sheet D and Sheet B. And Carruthers, great start. 3-0 over Nunavut.
Reed had an open hit. They took a long look at a stone that looked like it might have been out, but they brought out the measuring stick, and in fact it was in. So that is a nice big start for the team from Manitoba.
The last time you see that update that Gushu lost, it was the other Cooey that beat him, Jamie Cooey last year. Gushu has not lost since, and Kevin Cooey has to knock him off to stay in the playoff picture. So now 3 corner guards there. And what will James elect to do?
Yeah, even half open. Good hit and roll on, too. Or that. Sure.
Well, it was interesting, Kathy, in chatting with James. The one thing he wanted to do was manage the scoreboard.
You probably leave it right there.
Good hit and roll on. Yeah, then he's still going around. I'm not going to be able to get shot.
Or half open.
Okay. You like that, Joel? I like the peel. Yeah.
Okay, so back and forth here, Kathy, and they do elect to peel here.
And I'm a big fan of that because that Yellowstone of Dunstones is so close to the house. If you go around, they run it back, and now they're buried behind their own guard. Those are dangerous stones.
Curl. Ball straight.
Oh, the double kiss.
Oh, that is a bad break.
Wow. You don't see that very often, the double kiss.
That is such a hard thing to do.
Any more curl is pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, it was almost perfect, but just caught some bad luck. Watch as it bounces off. It's that yellow one that catches it. Otherwise, that Yellowstone would have gone out if the red one wasn't there. Great throw. Unfortunate result.
Back button.
That's there.
Okay, back forward.
That's there.
You can wait.
That's there.
Line's never an issue.
Line's good.
Kathy, we talked about it
14.
earlier when we had Dunstone as our feature. A lot of times you bring in a new player
Shot, Cole.
and maybe they adjust or they're going to be a sweeper or these guys have done it for so long together. There's no readjustment.
There's no adjustment
right?
at all.
They know each other inside out.
Yep. Good throw.
You look at the other brothers, the Horgan brothers, right, where you skip your whole life in junior, and Tanner now has to reinvent his game and go down to second and sweep.
Well, and beyond the whole brothership thing, you now have one of the best front-end brushing tandems that exists. EJ is at a very elite level as a brusher. We'll see that a lot today. So effective.
Yeah. NHL trade deadline is on Friday, and TSN will be busy, obviously, with all of our experts and insiders, but a lot of talk about the Shen brothers, right? You want to get them both, acquire them both?
Some magic when you have brothers playing together, regardless of the sport.
Well, this guy right here is a big Montreal Canadiens fan, and we were chatting about Montreal. They're just 1 point out. They'll play Edmonton tomorrow, and the re-signing of Jake Evans. He was very happy about that. Was James Grattan.
Okay.
And for James, no double opportunity, hoping that if Matt sticks right on the nose, maybe he'll take a run at the crosshouse double.
Good toss.
Like that? How does that look with 10-5?
Good.
10-5.
Nose is fine enough, but try and roll it a bit.
10-5.
10-5. Throw through it a hair, you think?
Yeah. He was 9-5 on that last one.
Okay.
Only Jacobs and McEwen with better hammer efficiency numbers this week. Matt Dunstone, number 3 in the field thus far. And he has the hammer here in 2.
Easy. Girl. Clean.
Oh, very nice. Gets that little roll to the wing.
Thanks. Probably just a hair on
And
the
it's
heavy
such a
side
game
again.
of inches, Kathy. I mean, Joel Kratz throws a
For
lovely
sure.
rock and
Yeah.
one little, double kiss, tough one, and the 2's on the board.
It sure is.
More of an issue.
A little less ice, same weight. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
So this isn't about the double. James would just like to
Roll
stick
it into the
around.
middle, let him see something different.
There you go.
Yeah.
I asked him, what does a successful week look like for James Grattan and his team? And he said, we want to compete in every game, play like we can, but try to be consistent, be in the conversation. Well, here on Wednesday, he is in the conversation. Has to find a way to win this game. And the nose hit. So a chance for 2 here for Matt Dunstone here in the second end.
That's good.
Toss.
A little more clausy on that.
Yeah. More weight, though.
Same weight? Same weight. I think this might run a little straighter out here.
I think so too. His didn't do much.
Like, I'm scared that still might even be max ice, but I think if I give you a 10-5, that's good. Okay.
We've been on this sheet a number of times. It is an outside sheet, and what Matt is
Yeah, I'll give you
referring
same
to is there's a spot once you get this far out that it just tracks. It stays right there. And so for Matt, concerned that it might just do that, and so you can expect just a nice, easy hit weight. Especially with the brushers that he's got, they'll be able to keep it straight.
Similar.
Just
Final
clean.
stone at
Good
2.
weight.
Chance for 2 here for Matt
Whoa,
Dunstone.
whoa, whoa!
Clean.
Little
Clean.
more, Colt.
Clean.
Just clean.
Just easy clean.
No, we're good.
Clean.
Boy,
Throw, Matty.
Very nice.
Matt Dunstone on the board in our feature, a 2-0 advantage Wednesday morning at the Brier. Hammer efficiency so important, Kathy, and Matt Dunstone able to take advantage scoring the pair. So here in 3, for the first time, it is James Grattan with hammer throwing the red stones.
Well, it was an unfortunate break for Joel Kratz in New Brunswick, the way that came in, but credit to Team Manitoba and Dunstone. They did have those stones up there in front, and James had to do something with them. Otherwise, Matt is going around and scoring at least 2, maybe more, so it was the right call. Just got a bit of an unfortunate rub.
Top 4. Lot of room. Way out there.
Why should be okay?
Oh, no. Really got to bend.
Go ahead, Paul. Weight's
Yeah,
good.
Straight.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And
Good
that's
weight.
the spot that Matt Dunstone was talking about coming in the even and last end. If you get out there to a certain point, it just runs.
Good speed here, eh?
Yeah.
It looks like a mountain of ice.
My rock's curled, so don't go off mine.
Halfway.
And Dunstone has been on this sheet before. EJ probably thinking back to the last time they were here, feeling that that was a lot of ice. Asking Matt for just that little bit less.
We can let it just sit.
We're pushing our.
That's good.
No, never needs to curl. Sit. Good shot.
Walker, Nichols, Gushu, all trying to track down their 7th Brier title all time. They're 5-0, and they're taking on Kevin Cooey this morning. There's the new addition. You see Brendan Botcher in the house there with the skip.
Well, for Kevin Cooey, he and his team have struggled. Kevin almost flashed the first one. He just ticked a stone over and rolled out, but it is 3 that he faces, but a very precise draw is required to score. Needs to get to the lid.
Slachinski is in the house for this team. You see Karek Martin, Tyler Tardy. Here comes the house. Here comes that stone. And yeah,
Very nice.
Kevin Cooey trying to find his championship form. He's had so much success over the years. He struggled last year with one of his worst performances ever in Regina, and trying to keep his playoff hopes alive against the defending champs.
A good player for a very, very long time.
Same way. It's tight.
Yeah, success obviously with the Gushu team. He won his first Brier back in Edmonton with Jacobs and his brother Ryan Fry, 2013, and the Olympic gold medal a year later in Sochi.
Push top 12. Come on, Colt. Come on, Colt. Keep going.
Trying to get Colton to move that stone even that little bit more to cover off, but probably 3/4 open.
Yeah.
Second stone's on the way, and this one from Paul Dobson in his 6th Brier appearance. He skipped himself back in Hamilton back in 2007. Want to make sure they're shot stone, and they are. As James says, Paul's one of those guys James could never beat back home in New Brunswick, and now they're obviously together. He says he always raises his level when it comes to the big games.
No, that was a very good shot.
Shot, Paul.
I think this makes sense for now. Yeah. Rip it this way, Colt. Okay.
Maybe.
As we look for our first points, and we're going to get them here on Sheet B. Update time, Newfoundland, Labrador against Team BC.
Well, an opportunity for 3, already lying 2. Cam de Jong has had a struggle this week. They have been brilliant some ends and then struggled with others. They've just not been able to find consistency, but did get their first win yesterday and a chance to really jump ahead in this game with a draw for 3.
When I chatted with him, Kathy, before the competition, he was so excited to represent his province. Obviously from Victoria, here in Kelowna. Had a chance to meet the Premier of BC before with his team, went to Parliament.
And good enough. Just stops in time. There's your 3.
He's got 3. He's got the lead. As de Jong soaking it all in, his first ever Brier experience.
Overbearing on the intern side.
Probably it. That's the only other option.
Yeah, where do you want me to be?
Top 4.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's make it, Joel. I don't know what else to do.
Well, it's tough because Matt Dunstone has that tight guard that even if you make it perfect, James knows he's going to run it back, but he doesn't want to waste a stone to hit it, and so going in around to try to lie 2 and make Dunstone make the run back.
Grattan, his second Brier appearance, actually from Nova Scotia originally. A silver medalist at the U21 Canadian Championship. Won a bronze at the U21 Worlds. And for now, they do lie the 2 with Hammer.
Well, he has just had 2 unfortunate just misses today. That rubbing off sets up the double for Matt. If it stops a 1/4 inch higher, it's locked. If it gets around a bit, it's locked. That is just bad luck.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Colton Watt.
Clean. Straight. Straight.
Got 1, got 2.
So
he is
good.
a weapon. What a shot, Colton Watt.
Such a great player. The double and the roll buried.
Good boy. I couldn't miss that line call for you if I tried.
Threw it so hard it never moved.
Sorry about the first one.
All right, let's update you now. Reed Carruthers, and a 3-0 advantage he takes on Nunavut.
And he's lying 3 right now as well. And so a tough draw for Shane Latimer. Looking for full 4-foot.
Whoa, easy. Line's good. Line's real good.
In our feature, a hit and a little roll, but that stone is pretty much wide open still for Dunstone.
You're good.
Shane Latimer.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Attaboy, Shane. Really good.
Yeah, nice draw weight there. That'll settle. Gets part of the button, and he's down by 2 after 2.
What's that?
I never think less ice.
I agree.
How's that look with 12-5?
Pretty good.
So 12-5 is just a board or a hack weight, just quiet to get the curls.
No, I think we can control it.
Speed should be all right in here, eh?
Yeah. Be good, yeah.
Noses is tough.
Yeah.
And for Matt, doesn't want to roll very far because if he's able to stick it almost right there, he will have taken away the in-turn and the out-turn draw for James.
Obviously taking on
Easy,
Manitoba
Pete.
today
Whoa,
is
whoa,
James
whoa.
Grattan.
Clean.
He's played this game
Clean.
for such a long time, and Grattan himself, 1997, lost to Manitoba's Vic Peters in the semifinal that year.
Whoa, curl.
Obviously, the formats have changed at the Brier over the years, but the great play has not.
Nice touch.
Good job, Maddie.
Curl. Good.
And in James's conversation with me last night, Kathy, he wanted to make sure he had a chance to score.
Yeah.
Give himself a chance.
What does he do if I rip this?
The center, you mean?
No, this one.
He just comes around. He just comes around that.
Yeah, it opens up at least a draw for me. Right
Yeah.
now I have no draws.
True.
Yeah. And this one's the better one, so I may as well make this one.
Okay.
And that was one of the keys, is make sure that you have a
So does your
path. And
shot,
right now
really,
he does
isn't it?
not. So you try to play the run back, get rid of that stone, roll your shooter away. Even though Matt will be able to lop it around again, James should be able to follow.
Well, at least it opens up the side.
Yeah, exactly. for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of his
All right, buddy.
keys to the
Let's
game
go.
as well. Give himself a shot. Grattan said his team played in about 7 events,
Gotta get it
but
off the line, Andy.
life's busy for this team. Kids, other things going on, but always special
for the other
to
one.
get here to the Brier, and oh man,
Not quite getting out there.
Opens it up.
James, ever the optimist. Well, I opened it up. Well,
Can't believe how much that curled with Peel. Holy lift him.
Oh, I think we're okay with leaving him a triple based on if we over curl it a hair like right there. Could nose tap this too. No, never mind. Don't need to overthink it. Don't need to overthink this. Top 12.
Where do you want the broom, Matt?
I think give me edge. Yep.
because the
I'd way
nose tap,
sooner see him
Kathy,
have
that
to
gives
chase
him
it
the
this
out,
way.
doesn't it? A double.
no, and I really like that comment. No need to
Full 12
overthink it. Matt started to get down in time, and this game can become
be good
really
speed
complicated
here.
if you try to overthink it. You're
Yeah, I think
lying
I'm taking
2,
draw to the button
you have a
this
chance
time.
to lie 3.
Yeah, you're a hair wider, but I think you'll be fine.
An Adam Kingsbury thing on the bench, part of their staff, if you will, that they bring with them. That's the mental performance aspect.
Okay.
And don't make this difficult. There he is. He's always charting, you know, this is what your behavior is like when you do this. This is where you go this. And those conversations about don't overthink what is obvious will be important. And this is really important.
Ooh,
Matt's first draw today.
Well, Adam Kingsbury has been so important to Matt, as Dunstone telling me they've been together for about 8 years. Says Adam's had a massive impact on his career.
Line's great.
It's a good sounding board. He's a voice of reason. Good times, bad times.
No, we're not.
He says Adam's got a great way of leading you towards finding the answer yourself. And is the double there, roll and get your one, or do you draw here?
You draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could, Muddy. You could play
You'd have to roll
the inside, but you would roll to the right.
Yeah.
Talk to the boys.
Okay, draw, broom down. And a draw against 3 here in the third.
Let's get the line right here. It's a little different today, right?
You do absolutely have the
14, I
option
think.
of playing that double, but he needs to bite the 4-foot, and by
They're
now,
I know. Yeah. It's just an inch. Yeah, I like that. Bit of 14.
14-5, 14.
That was a
I got
14.
14-2 on his last one. They didn't really sweep
Sweep
it.
it.
So I think
So.
it's 14-2.
Yeah.
and I think if you start throwing 14-5, that's talking about the time between the two hogs. I'm not convinced that it will carry as much. It still is that little bit slower than we have seen.
I like the way.
He needs one right now. Third end here, James Grattan. Down by 2, drawing against 3.
Always curling. Always curl.
Come on, you're
That'll
moving
be
it.
good if it's here. 15, gotta go.
15, they really got to pound this all the way. Looks pretty close, a little bit more.
Great shot.
What a shot, James Grattan.
And great brush. They knew from word go. You heard 15 hog to hog. That was a big drag by this New Brunswick team.
Good morning to the front end as they pounded that and got it there. It's 2-1, Dunstone.
Right now, sitting 2. Here we go. Mitchell, steal. Angle it back. Touch it. Move in. Sit down. Pound him up.
Needs a big one. A little bit of curl. Slash it, get it. Oh, what a shot! Rylan Kleider with the beauty.
Got to get it by that guard. Now bring it over. Straighten it out. Oh, my goodness. Now sit down for the win.
Great team shot.
What a curling shot.
It's incredible.
Oh, how do you like that? Oh, how do you like that? That is gorgeous.
Triple.
Walker, here we go. Bang, bang. Oh, and he got them all. Nothing yet. Still nothing yet. All on its own. Oh, he got it through. My goodness. Mike McEwen. Magic Mike. Wow. Yeah.
So nice.
Put your hands together.
Brier Brad.
Wow.
He showed up again, and we can tell you this for sure. If Brad Gushue beats Kevin Cooey, he will qualify for the playoffs because that'd be win number 6. At worst, he'd finish 6-2, and because of his head-to-head, he would qualify. As Carruthers and Dunstone still have to play each other, so we know that for sure. If Gushue wins, he is in. He'll finish in the top 3. We also know Grattan has to win his game. We know Kevin Cooey's got to win his game. We also know, Kathy, there's a lot going on still, so stay tuned.
But it really is. You called it at the beginning, Muddy. It is moving day. Even as early as this morning, a loss can end your hopes at this year's Brier or keep you very much in the mix.
It was a great draw in 3 against 3 from James Grattan. Really a must-make. I mean, you play the high-level teams, and a team like Dunstone, if you happen to get down, it is so tough to chase, and very much a part of the conversation, as he wanted to be at this time of the week.
With last rock and fully guarded.
T-line.
Looking to spread those stones out. EJ out in the wings is the goal.
Back tee right now.
Just split tee here.
Both you can. We're pushing back for that.
Can always be Colt when you go.
Tee.
Colt's rock when you go.
Well then.
We're in really good weight.
Go ahead.
Trying to get the finish with Colton to move it out to the
14-5.
wings.
Nice, Huge.
Very nice.
Great weight, great judge, so there's no double.
New Brunswick has never won the Brier, and they've been close.
Yeah.
Our friend Russ Howard back in the day
Fight the 4.
had teams knocking on the door. He played with James Grattan as well for many years, and the last time they made the playoffs, 2003, Russ Howard was on the team, obviously, as was Jimmy the Kid, a part of that. 2 bronze medals for Grattan, and both in Calgary, 1997 and 2002.
I like it.
Line's nice. Just top 4, guys. Wait only. Might have to curl. Curl. Line's pretty good.
We're close.
Line's pretty good. Line's great.
Full 8.
Yep, go. Hard line. Keep going. Go, 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 go.
Go, Andy. Go.
I like the call. Initially, James talked about making
pretty
the
good
run
call.
back,
Okay.
but you've got that stone in the wings you always have to contend with.
Update time, Ty DeLello at a Newfoundland Labrador at the Remax Center in St. John's, taking on BC and Cam DeYoung.
Well, BC is just starting to feel and look more comfortable through the order. And that's what happens when you get your first win. You start to relax a little bit. Lots of pressure on Ty. Really tough to score. Very small piece of the lid available. But for Ty, would for sure want to make sure that he is second shot as he faces 3.
Whoa.
Line's good. Line's good.
Whoa.
You may not make the playoffs, Kathy, but if you're here for the first time,
Easy, guys. I got
you bank
13-8.
some experience. You get reps playing against the best teams on the best surfaces. And unfortunately here, that's going to slide. How far is that going to go? 2 for sure stolen, and
2.
it looks like 3.
Oh, maybe.
Or just the 2.
I think 2.
2 it is. All right.
And we saw on the feature sheet a wonderful touch shot made by EJ. It was about removing that guard, but the key is that biter. He rolled in to keep that stone into play. And for James Grattan and New Brunswick, cannot afford to let those yellow stones build up, looking for the double.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Joel Kratz here in 4.
Yep.
Stay with it.
1, 2.
Good, Joel.
Nice. Sticks around. Shot stone still Dunstone. Latimer Carruthers in a battle over on sheet C, third end, Kathy.
Well, shot stone is the Latimer rock that you can see BJ's holding the broom against. A chance for 2 if Reed is able to nose or just a little bit of a roll to the inside. And he has been playing so very, very well this week.
Yep. Whoa.
Catlin Schneider also on this team, as is Connor Negevin.
Curl, 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 curl.
Oh, yes. Lovely. Just slips it by, and 2 for Carruthers.
Thanks.
Solid control, hey?
It was, yeah, just
It was close to normal? Yeah, okay. I got a hair heavier.
Clean weight, pretty close.
Whoa then. Hair heavier. Whoa.
Clean it.
Paul.
Curl.
Curl. Clean.
Clean. Curl, 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 curl. You're fine.
Good pair, Joel. Thanks.
So there is your curling questionnaire.
Oh,
So you're out of school, but you're still learning.
well, that's important. And it could be something as simple as, you know, what's your favorite province or territorial team and what do you know about them? Or it could be, would you play the intern double run back in a situation of being one down?
Apparently, it's like curling bingo. So if you see something, you write down what you saw or what you learned.
Curl. Good. Very nice.
And hanging on, that is the key.
Just so it's very patient there. Good sweep.
Living dangerously.
I was having flashbacks. You got to do it right now, do you?
We hit that, he hits that. You can lie 2 right now, I suppose.
Yeah, or you can save it for your last one. Or you can save it for your last one.
Yeah. Either do it now or the next one.
Yeah.
The key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together.
Well, for James Grattan, one of the things we talked about is the importance of leaving a path for James. He has got a history of making some big shots when it matters, has to draw against 3 if he's going to keep himself in the game, because you do not want to get down 5, and wonderful brushing to get that shot, Stone. He was trying to throw 14, was 15, which tells you how much work these brushers did. There's your single, and he's still in this game. Great shot.
And just the confidence, too, Kathy, right? They textured the stones. We talked about the chief ice technician, Greg Owasco. So what you expect in the first 5, and he makes that draw, and it's got to feel good for him in a big game, in a must-win game.
Well, 2 shots for James. He's electing to play this outside one. The other option he had was to play the hit on his own stone on an angle and roll his shooter towards that outside one. But if you don't make that perfect,
James. Good shot.
You do risk giving up 3, and so that's why he played the outside, is trying to manage the scoreboard.
Shot.
That's probably the best spot, right?
Yeah.
That's our best roll there.
Yeah, and I think he's still doing this, right?
Yeah. Should have a double for 2.
But yeah, let's just try to even just get it to a point where we're out counting.
So Matt must have called in a favor here, Kathy. So he's got the Manitoba jacket on, nice blue colors. Well, guess what? He lives in BC. He's in Kamloops, a couple hours down the road.
I think's close.
And he was hoping, if he makes a deep run, that this BC crowd would get behind him, as he now calls Kamloops home.
Throwing 10-5. Okay. That might even be max ice still.
10-5, I don't think so.
Don't think so? You like that, Kim?
This is the chess game, each waiting for each other to make a mistake.
And that speaks to the consistency, Kathy, of the elite teams. And Dunstone wants to continue to do that and get to another final.
That is a big number, that winning percentage.
Hard! Right to it! Hard!
And he will get the roll. In the meantime, a look, Gushu Kui. This is a big game in the 4th end, sheet D.
Well, Kevin Kui really didn't have much of a double on his final stone the way they were staggered. So he played the hit and roll, was trying to roll quite a bit further, but it stayed in the open. And so this is an open hit for 2 for Brad Gushu.
Game 263 in Gushu's Brier career. For Nichols, game 250. Gushu the all-time leader, Nichols number 2. But the big number, 7. Trying to chase down their 7th title all-time, which is amazing.
I don't know. I don't think you have enough of that to make the double.
I think I do, don't I?
I mean, you can make it that way, but you're not sticking then.
I kind of like this. I'll look at it.
Yeah. Over the top, eh?
I'm not sure if he can see as much of this as he thinks he can.
Unless it's real thin or something.
Feels he can see enough of this stone to make the double, and he might be able to from the hack, but he will be flirting with his own stone for sure.
How much do you got to hit?
Well, I think if I hit what I see, I'd probably jam it. So I have to hit across the top, or...
Oh, we can see more.
With the hit and roll off my own.
What do you like? Like, you're throwing it. I don't mind both shots.
You all right with the blank right now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just make this. Okay. Let's just make this.
Oh, right about now, I think a blank is a win.
So just to be clear here for our viewers at home, Kathy, you make the double, roll the shooter out. I don't think you can hold the shooter, correct?
You cannot. If you're playing this double, you're not keeping the shooter.
And you heard them. Blank would be just fine. Final stone without here in 4. James Grattan don't want to stuff it, and he will.
And it does appear that the Dunstone rock is shot.
And if that's the case, then it's a draw.
I think got by
And
that
Colton
much.
will confirm that. So the broom down for the draw and a draw for 2 here in 4. Or we think he confirms
Yeah, I
it.
got by mine
He's
right
going to
there.
look again. I think it's yellow, Kathy.
I do too.
But I've been wrong a lot in my life.
100%.
Yeah.
See,
Colton?
I mean, if there's
Just go
any
take a look.
doubt,
We
though.
got tons of time here.
No, if there's any
They're
doubt.
really close.
Okay, they're going to send somebody down
Yeah.
with better vision.
From the overhead, it looks like us, but I don't want to take a chance.
If it's
I think
close,
us, but the overhead,
there's
it looks
so
like
much
us.
space. You should be playing the hit. You do not want to lose a measure and just be forced.
Yeah. It gets close.
I'd rather hit it.
Yeah.
There you go, EJ. If you know you are, you still have that option. Oh, now Matt's going to come take
But
a
is
look.
that a comfort?
10-5.
Yeah.
I think we can even cheat this side of center a bit.
I was just going to say, Kathy, maybe if you're unsure of the path and you're
You like that ice
confident
with
in
a
your
10-5?
draw, and you talked about it, you wanted
Yeah, like we
Matt
saw you
Dunstone
pick,
to
right?
get the draw
Yeah.
going, right? So
Yeah.
But you have to be sure. And
Yeah.
if there's any doubt in your mind, this is the shot to play.
Give you the same weight.
we showed you earlier in the match, top 3 in this competition with hammer efficiency. He put a 2 on the board in 2 and another chance here in 4. Final stone, Matt Dunstone.
Clean.
11.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean.
There it
Clean.
goes.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Curl.
Curl. Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Really nice controlled weight. Really nice shot. And
Very nice.
no measurement needed now. 2 on the board. And a 4-1 advantage for Dunstone. It's been pretty clinical, Kathy. Get the hammer in 2, score your 2. Get the hammer in 4, score your 2. And with lead stones on the way here in 5, Ryan Harnden
Okay, line's
delivering.
great.
It's a 4-1 advantage here for Team Dunstone.
Well, and I really liked how they came to that decision to play the second shot. You know, Matt yells down to you 100% sure. Colton says yes and then looks, and then next thing you know, they have other looks. And if you're not sure, that was for sure the right call to make sure you hit. And I love the weight choice by Matt. Make sure you get your 2.
And this team, the Dunstone team, Kathy, they've worked really hard. And that speaks to Adam Kingsbury as well on their communication. Not only did Matt come down and say, okay, we're going to change the shot, he immediately asked, what's the speed? Can we cheat with this broom? Or he said on this side of center.
Terrible.
And we've caught a lot of teams that, you know, they might change a shot, but then they don't talk about how to make that shot.
You bet.
And Matt did that. So kudos to him and his team there.
With some even numbers for Ryan. And some big numbers for EJ. We talked coming into this event about EJ joining this team and rediscovering his passion for the sport. Just such a solid player.
And it's a full credit to EJ himself. Matt Dunstone told me, he said, we're probably not making a move if this guy's not available. And of course, the broadcaster's kiss of death
was a kiss on the guard.
Yes, and through.
8.
And those are the frustrating ones because you don't clunk it enough to move it out of the way.
Yeah, 13.
Everybody sing his last end, eh?
Watch how just thin. They think they're still by. That's why they were still sweeping. Otherwise, Matt would have had them off to make sure to open it up.
And New Brunswick, you know, you're going to need breaks in a game like this and an opportunity. Paul Dobson trying to take advantage here.
Weight's good. Top 8.
Hard line. Whoa.
Gotta go weight. Gotta go weight.
Yep.
Gotta go weight.
Hard is there.
Light here.
Trying to get around that
Real
corner
light.
guard
Weight
and
just came
stack
right off.
them up. Sit.
Okay.
That opportunity not taken advantage of.
That was weird. Should have been there.
I heard him say should have been there. You can get caught on sharpened stones by just not finishing the throw, and you think your kick speed is the same. But if your release is a little bit soft, it just will not carry as far, and I think that may have been what happened. And Matt Dunstone taking full advantage.
Yeah. I think that center line's going to be really good ice for 12-5.
James Grattan described this field as the best he's ever seen. And basically with the changes and now teams qualifying with points, the CTRS points in Canada, there's no holes in any lineup. There's no free bingo card game. Every single game you got to bring your best stuff.
Well, you look at the teams at the bottom with 1 win, 2 wins. We saw Scoffin and Tyler Smith last night.
That was a great game.
Some wonderful, wonderful shot making. And these teams do not have winning records, but they are not going to let you roll over them. They're great players.
We saw Colton a lot in the mixed doubles with his wife, Kadriana, and they had great success knocking on the door.
Yes!
Great curling family. Brother Tanner, also an excellent player. Used to spend hours at the rink, those two, just throwing and throwing and throwing. And another graze.
Wow.
Twice in one end. One on the inside, one on the outside.
Good weight. Weight was good.
And we'd have to chat, with the guys after. You wonder, is it just a tricky spot, the texturing of the rocks?
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't like that.
But really need to take advantage, New Brunswick does. You've had the opportunity.
They do all make it anyway. Yeah.
Based on yours, I think gotta go close.
Takes good.
Gotta go a bit.
Always straight.
Top 12, top 8, top 8.
Hold it. Overbending him.
Andy's in.
Look at the finish. Look at that rock go.
Hard.
I mean, from the hog line in, Kathy, you're pushing almost 3 feet.
It just went sideways.
2.5.
So sideways and the weight came off. They were talking about 8 foot. That is not 8 foot.
Pretty much same weight.
Yeah.
Yes, your weight was good.
So opportunities being traded back and forth.
Real hard.
Good weight.
Hard! Hard! Really gotta go! Hard! Harder!
Oh, Ryan Harden, what a scrub to save that one for Colton Lott.
There was no space between the first guard and the stone, and I didn't know if they'd be able to keep it straight, but boy, there is magic in the Harnden brushes.
That shot's not made today, Kathy. That's made in the gym every other day for the last, 20 years. Whoa.
Well, Ryan is sweating, and after that one.
Got my back. Thanks, man. Good brush.
And EJ just has a sore throat from screaming at his brother all the way down.
Yeah, that's expected for years, Kathy. Come on.
Great brush.
That's pretty good. He probably freezes though, and then it's kind of okay. What do you like? Okay, you like this? Sure. Yep. Okay.
Just like a hack weight shot, you know you can get to the inside and roll under. So much finish.
Be solid here. Weight's good. Weight. Yep. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Straight.
Joel Kratz.
Yep. Straight.
Can he make a beauty?
Straight.
And look at that curl again. It actually rolls the other side. And third shot rocket. Yeah, some frustration creeping in.
Well, you have to anticipate it. You've seen 3 stones in that
Good
path.
throw,
It's
Joel.
hard to call it that
Good
early,
weight.
but you have to.
Agreed.
Nine five, roll it back 4.
Okay.
How much weight, Matty?
9-5. Think just an inch less.
Can see enough on the outside.
Wait.
Yep.
Yep, yep. Hard!
And now it's EJ's turn
Whoa!
on the brush.
Hard
Able
roll.
to hold it out there and a great roll underneath.
To lie 3 without.
Throw.
Well, I'll tell you, you have a lot of support, but when you have knowledgeable support, that's Carol and Jim Dunstone. That's Matt's grandma and grandpa. They come
there.
from great genetics. Yeah,
Very
Carol,
straight.
too late. We saw you. And it was back
Your
in the
weight was
day.
there
They
on
won the
yours.
Canadian
Yeah.
Championship in 12 ends. Jim hit and rolled out in the 11th. I'm sure they weren't thrilled with that part.
12 heads.
But they made it in the 12th and have followed Matt and worn green sweaters when he played out of Saskatchewan. Back to the Blues again. Always so supportive of
Try and
Matt.
roll it a bit, make him throw that in turn draw.
Yeah.
James Grattan with his first.
Yep.
Can he
Yeah,
find a way to score 2 here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, great try.
2 moving. And that yellow still a shot rock. Back 4.
Good shot.
So you saw the connection to Dunstone. Well, the Harnden brothers,
10-5, try and roll
they
it
have a
front.
very special fan watching as well back home in the Sioux. Jill Harnden is 101 years young. She'll turn 102 in August. She's cheering on her boys, obviously, the Brush brothers there. That's really cool. And that photo coming from cousin Brad Jacobs, who's obviously competing for Alberta. So, Jill, we send you our best here from TSN, and glad you're watching our morning show. And don't worry, I'll keep Kathy in line.
I don't believe she said that. I'm pretty sure she didn't.
Good. Clean. Yep. Little heavy. Yep. Whoa. Little heavy, Cole. Whoa.
Like to roll it a little bit to the right, take away access for James.
It's too hard. Sit down. Okay. Throw, Matt.
Good roll.
But a successful force.
Hey, Matty.
Thanks.
And the broom down. It'll be the draw for 1.
Kind of a weird end, Brian. A couple of grazes and open the door to New Brunswick. Just not able to capitalize.
I think it's the same as what you threw there.
Yeah.
You can judge it off of that for sure.
14-2.
Yep. Yeah.
It was a key shot, Kathy. He had a must-make draw, and he needs another one. Final stone in 5. This time it is a draw against the care.
That's good. Yep.
And they have not stopped since James released it. Now Dobson out to help. They got to drag this hard.
Come on, you got it, Joel.
A little bit more, and not quite enough. A steal of 1 for Dunstone. They couldn't save that one. And a 5-1 lead with a stolen point in our feature game at the Montana's Brier here in Kelowna. Really no place we'd rather be. What a shot. Lake Okanagan. So this from West Kelowna, the shot to downtown. And if you cross that bridge from downtown Kelowna, eventually Penticton and out to some wonderful wine country. I mean, this region is incredible. You have a Soyuz down the road, some beautiful wines to enjoy. We may have so far this week. And there is Team Dunstone. It's really been a clinical start for them, using the hammer, stealing a single. It brings us to our numbers, Kathy, after 5.
Well, just a really unfortunate break for Joel Kratz, trying to make a triple, and he connects and moves a stone in the house. That leads to the deuce, and that really has been momentum for Team Dunstone. And for James, he made a wonderful shot in 3, but he wasn't able to replicate that in 5. So the edge continues to build for Dunstone, and we talked about the seconds coming in. The edge to EJ was significant, and it still is.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. In tough, have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Final 5 next on TSN.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Kathy, intriguing matchup. Couple of former champions going head-to-head. You got Cooey, Alberta, Team Canada, Gushu. It's a must-win here for Kevin Cooey in 5.
Well, Brad Gushu was playing a double and trying to roll behind the center to make things more difficult or to reduce the scoring zone for Kevin Cooey. Hit and rolled out. And so that allows the opportunity for a draw for 2 for Cooey.
Kevin Cooey has to win.
Line's never an issue.
To keep his playoff hopes alive. Remember, no tie-breaking games. It's your head-to-head matchup. Then it's the
Keep it moving.
draw to the button that is delivered before each game. Tardy Martin on the brush for this team out of the Glenclow and Calgary. And it looks like Kevin Cooey has brought his draw weight and his A game so far. It's a 3-2 advantage over Canada. And why is this game so important? Well, we know that if Gushu wins, he'll qualify because he had to have 6 wins. At worst, he'd finish 6-2, and he'd hold the tiebreaker. So what does Cooey have to do? He's got to win, try to bring Gushu back, get a little bit of help, and a lot to be determined. Dunstone, he's leading, but remember, Dunstone still has Gushu and Carruthers, Kathy, so only the top 3 will make it.
Now, when you look at Dunstone, it isn't just about this game. When you look at his schedule to end, it is probably the toughest, as he will play the 2 teams that are right up amongst the front runners and who are playing very, very well.
But he's taking care of business here so far when he needs to. A 5-1 advantage, and it is James Grattan down by 4 with hammer play underway here in 6.
And even though the score is what it is, Matt's going to want to continue to try to do all those little things that make a difference. Precision shooting.
Shot age. 4-2.
Kathy, you mentioned it. It's tough, right? You look at the schedule. That loss to Epping. I mean, the only stumble, but Epping now has the head-to-head. So if their records are tied, Epping would get through. He's taken care of Grattan so far. He has the lead. But then you got Carruthers, you got Gushu. And I guess if there's good news, though, you beat those guys, you're all right. But it's not an easy finishing schedule for Dunstone.
No, and it's really tough. When you look at his head-to-head at Brier experiences before, he hasn't had tremendous success against Gushu or Reed Carruthers. He's won some, but he knows he's got a tough road ahead. So what do? You take your business right now this morning. You learn as much as you can about these stones. You try to be really precise against your competitor.
Okay, you're by.
Just to continue to refine everything that you do to be the best that you can be.
It's tough. They were trying to get it by, and then shooter settles back 12.
Yeah, you can make the double peel too.
But it's in the house.
You like this?
What do you guys like? Yeah.
Right there.
And you're playing the scoreboard. You already have 3 in the house. You don't need any more. Even those stones may start to work in your opponent's favor, so get rid of the guards. Clearly, James is going to use it. He already tried.
Hard! Hard!
Ooh.
Okay, good. Oh, sorry, James.
Good save. There's lots of Grattan flying there.
That's a pretty good foot motion. It could be a goaltender.
There you go.
He's on that one. On
Watch
the lid.
James's foot as it comes off the board.
Yeah, or that. Okay.
It comes. Who says reflexes slow down at 50? Come on, Kathy. He's still got it.
If you don't make the rolls, probably.
Well done.
The other option, you could go there.
Yeah, you know, he talked about how special this one was, Kathy. He's got his brother Dean is coaching, and his alternate is his son Drew. And he talked about the playdowns in New Brunswick, Kathy. Drew put his junior team in to the playdowns just to kind of get warmed up for the Canadian Nationals. Then he made it to the Final Four of the men. He thought, oh my goodness, if I got to take on my kid, I don't know if I can handle that in the provincial playdowns. That did not happen, but yeah, it's pretty cool, he said, to have Drew here.
And Drew will be learning for sure. Every time you come to a Brier and you watch, you learn more.
Here less.
So that when eventually he gets here, he will know what to expect.
Probably gonna fill it.
Hard. I know. Come on, Joel. Come on.
Okay, good shot. Good shot. Shot, Paul.
All right, so he's got some rocks to work with here. A few catchers, those yellows, not helping Dunstone now.
Quarter's close.
And this is about elimination. You can try that thin double. If you don't make it, you at least peel out the top. And no one better than Colton to be playing these upweight shots.
Whoa, whoa. Yep. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Oh. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yes!
So good.
Oh, he nearly had all 3 touched.
So good. Just such a pure, simple delivery.
Right. Good sweep.
And you know, he plays, we mentioned all the mixed doubles he played too with Brier. I mean,
okay. Let's go, Joel.
The practice keeps you in shape, the big weight shots, it all helps.
I know, that's why I didn't.
Well, you have stuff to work with. That is for sure for Team New Brunswick.
Straight.
And try to throw this stone right in the center of the 2 and the 4 foot. And it will be Matt Dunstone's own rocks that will get him in trouble.
Gotta go, line.
Oh, this rock's just not carrying.
Okay, whoa, it's like
this rock. That's the second time with that rock. It's not carrying.
It's not carrying, but it's also got a very slowly rotating handle. If you watch the difference in the amount of rotation that is put on by Team Dunstone versus Team New Brunswick, there's nothing wrong with the throws from New Brunswick on curling club ice, but on arena ice with sharpened stones, they're getting caught. Because as the weight comes off, the handle starts to drift, and the rock will not only come down in weight, but drift along with it.
And one more time, Colton Lott.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Straight. Straight. Yep. Straight. Whoa.
1, 2.
Very nice.
I hit 2/3.
The parking lot. Colton just cleans it all up.
Yeah, 5 stones in 2 throws.
You said 2/3, right?
What's that?
You said 2/3?
It's 2/3, 3/4 to make it the inside way.
Their communication, Kath, I mean, he made the shot, obviously, but even Colton's like, well, wait a sec, was like, what was the angle? What are we doing? And just always trying to get a little bit better, get that feedback.
And also trying to make sure that he and Matt are on the exact same page, so that Colton's not calling for something that Matt's not.
Well, as Matt talked about too, right? You talked about the Hardin brothers back together. Well, those 2 guys played junior forever together, were successful playing juniors, and it's like 2 sets of brothers in theory.
Over curl again.
And for Matt, he's happy, Kathy, any rock to blast away here. He doesn't care about the yellows at all. They're actually hurting him.
You bet. In fact, those 2 side by each are really hurting him. It's just been unfortunate for New Brunswick. They've just over-curled the last 2 throws.
Pretty bang on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dunstone lot winning 2 Canadian Junior Championships together.
Go on, Matt.
That's a really good shot.
Way it goes.
He's really happy to have removed one. But for James,
The kids are loud. Oh, I have a headache.
yeah, they are.
That's your life in a couple months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotta try to make the perfect roll.
Yeah.
And then maybe have a blank.
True.
Because if you freeze, Kathy, you
Even
come
if
off
we're-
that yellow, right? And
Even if we roll too far, we might put
into
it
the
someplace I
pocket
at least
and
have a
take
double.
everything out with the speed that Matt can throw.
Well,
What would you do? I mean, there's not a lot of
I like
options
that.
now.
even he's closing his ears.
It's loud in here with the kids in the house, which is great to see inside Prospera Place. It's funny how that works, Kathy. When you put them on TV, they
It's
get after
amazing
them.
what
I
happens.
Like that. There you go. Shout out to the teachers, by the way, who are
Look at everyone's laughing at just the volume in here. This is where your extra kind of communication skills are at play.
organized chaos.
Well, so a couple of choices, Muddy. The problem with this hit and roll is that James has to hit and roll perfectly. Otherwise, it's an open hit for Matt. And even if you roll, you leave it right behind a short run back. The freeze is really difficult, but it might be the harder shot for Matt to get out.
Harder than board. Yeah, never off. Never off. Okay.
Yeah, it's been that kind of morning. Tough one for Grattan.
Now, the hit and roll is just so precise.
Just down. I'm throwing everything light today.
Yeah. That first
Just like same depth as the other one.
Okay.
Even if we bite forward, probably over curl. Middle eight's good.
Speed will be good.
Yeah. Cole, give me a broom more.
Yeah.
I think we're okay if he wants to hit this too.
Yeah.
14-5?
Yeah.
Kathy, just, strategy and for viewers at home, maybe watching curling for the first time. James could have made a number of decisions, obviously.
Sure.
But because he probably knew he was going to have to draw anyway with his last stone, do you think the freeze would have been a better option? At least give yourself a try with a path?
Well, and that's what I talked through, Muddy, is that I feel like for James, not only because of the draw, but you're trying to figure out how do I make it the most difficult for Matt Dunstone. He could have played the freeze. He could have actually even drawn around the stone on the right to try to be at the back of the 8-foot, just to make it more difficult, because with a hit and roll, you have to be perfect.
All right, bud. I got it.
And unfortunately, he wasn't, and yes, you're right. He's going to have to make this draw now against 3.
I can judge it off my last one.
Yeah.
Judge it off your last one.
Yeah. I like to clean it.
Final stone here in 6, and a 5-1 lead for Dunstone, and nothing
Yeah, we're heavy.
from the front end.
curling now.
Yeah, it's okay.
14-1.
We're heavy all day.
Has to grind, and
That's a cold draw.
Will. Well, that's one way to save your sweeper as he gets the single. As it hangs on for 1. And a 5-2 advantage for Dunstone after
Sink
6
two.
is Dunstone with hammer
Sink 2, start ripping.
when we begin 7. And yeah,
Try
you
that
can
out,
hear
turn
that
sink.
already.
Yeah.
contemplating what to do next end.
I said that's
another
a cold
massive
draw,
game on the ice, Kathy, and we want to focus on Canada and Alberta Cooey. Here's the situation. If Gushue wins, we know he qualifies because he'd have 6 wins, at most 2 losses, and he would be good with the head-to-head competition. He would be in. Kevin Cooey simply has to win and obviously get some help and hope some teams come back. So let's pick this game up, and it's Kevin Cooey, a 3-2 advantage. It is Team Canada with Hammer as Cooey delivers here, playing the big weight inter.
Trying to run it back. Mark Nichols just hit and rolled underneath, keeping in mind Gushue has Hammer.
Oh, stuffs it back, and he'll lie too.
He lies too, but he left the Redstone out in the wings, and he left a nose hit for Gushue to lie 3.
We will keep you up to date on the game between Dunstone and New Brunswick Grattan, but this will now be our feature game. So we will keep a close eye on Alberta and Team Canada, and you can see the broom is down quickly. Brendan Bottcher is the new addition this year for this team, and one of the wrinkles, Bottcher was not in the house before. It was Mark Nichols, so Bottcher is now in the house. Nichols is brushing.
You saw a little bit of hurry-up offense. There has been a lot of rocks in play in all of the ends so far, and Team Gushue taking their 1 timeout last end, so they do not have that to rely on.
Brad Gushue gained 263 of his Brier career. Leads all players all time.
Follow through.
Beautiful. Oh, and a lovely double. Brad lies the 3 with Hammer here in 6, and now Cooey is going to need some vintage heat here with a rocket to try eliminate a couple, maybe all of them.
We couldn't roll it too far with the angle. So.
Yeah, it's a skinny half.
Now looking at the triple for Brad. Gets it on the nose. That's where he needed to hit.
Lower, maybe it goes under, but it looks like it was going to be wired for the triple either way.
Is that back one in?
No?
It's so hard. You look at that back one. If it's touching the back line, it's considered in play. So often at the Scotties, we saw rocks that looked like they were out and were in, so we don't want to judge, but I'll tell you, they'll be looking at a lot quicker if Kevin does make this triple. And it is there.
If there's one guy in the building, Kathy, that can make it, it's the guy in the hack right now. Here in 6.
Yep, hard.
Needs a big one. Final stone for him. Kevin Cooey without.
Yes. Whoa!
Can he make the triple? He's got 2 going and just misses the 3rd. What an effort.
Just about. Had to curl just that little bit more.
However, to limit the damage to 2 is huge.
I don't think I can make it with that turn. I have to throw the...
Oh.
I just don't think it was there.
No. I mean, I just got rid of this other one.
Well, they're suggesting you throw a different stone. I mean, he only got 8 to work with.
Well, it was a heck of an effort, and we've seen Cooey do that for, well over a decade at this event. But what a chance here for the defending champ. Final stone in 6, Brad Gushue. Find the paint and pick up 2.
Line's good. It's back 12. Are we on that one?
It's going to have to curl a little for that.
It's back 8 now. We're okay.
Line's good. You're on this one anyways.
Yeah, we're good. Back 8.
14-1.
We've gone from the outside A to D, and we're finding very similar conditions.
As that settles without brushing, back 4. In our now feature game, settle in, Alberta, Team Canada, Gushue by 1.
Newfoundland Labrador with a chance to put a tray on the board.
Not heavy, Brett.
Is this where they're going to miss Walker? Yes, here comes Zipper. You can't give up this opportunity here. You need more than full. Mark Nichols, one coming over, and he's got it.
Yep, hard.
Trying to blow this up, blow it up. And he moved it. Yes, hard enough. They're going to have to pick this out.
Clean! Whoa, clean!
Pick it
Whoa,
out.
curl!
Get loud. the chance to win his first Brier title.
Doesn't look heavy.
It's getting frosty. Full 8 is what you need. Full 8 is what you need to become the Canadian curling champions.
Kathy, that might have been one of the best championships I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Unbelievable. That was in St. John's. That was his first ever for Brad Gushue. Walker had half a shoulder. Remember, Nichols had to jump up, sweep, bring that in. We're going back to St. John's for the Brier next year, which is exciting. And look at these two guys over the years. Cooey, Gushue, Botcher obviously winning in 2021. You sprinkle in one Pat Simmons in 2015. But these two guys and these two teams, my goodness, the success at the big show has been unbelievable.
Have been the story. And just looking at the numbers at the break, other than Karrick Martin, it has been Team Gushue at the second position. Botcher has a 15% edge over Tyler, 17% Nichols over Sluchinski, and Gushue 6% over Cooey. And so that tells you the pressure that this Gushue team has been placing.
And there is Tyler Tardy, 3-time Canadian junior champ.
I think his move to second has been a really good position. Tyler is a natural second. He likes to hit, and having Sluchinski with more range is probably the better move for Team Cooey.
And he's become a bit of a TikTok star, right? He likes making his curling videos and has fun with that online. All right, let's check in update time. Over on Sheet B, it's Newfoundland Labrador taking on the host province, BC.
Well, some pressure on Cam de Jong so far. Usually when he sits in the hack, he's had the opportunity to draw for extra points. Not so here. He's playing the hit on the back stone against 2.
Clean it.
Clean.
And clean, always a good sign. Bang, right on the nose. So de Jong in nice control over there on Sheet B, looking for win number 2 of his young Brier career. As Tyler Tardy in our feature delivers again. As the lefty got 1, got 2. Lovely. You know, it's interesting with the shift for Nichols brushing. Nichols has watched and called line for Brad Gushue for 20-some years, right? So you take that away, but then you have his brushing. I mean, Mark Nichols is one of the fittest guys in the field, so his brushing is unbelievable. And it's not like Brendan Botcher isn't good in the house, right? I mean, he's called stones. He's got that experience, but that's that little wrinkle. It's been a little bit different. And Kathy, to your eye, it seems that chemistry is starting to build at this event.
It is. The one thing that I would say is that Mark Nichols is fearless with Brad Gushue. They were together for such a long time. He will not hesitate to say, what about something else? And to call another shot. Where I think for Brendan, he may not be in that place yet because he wants to respect the last rock thrower. Not that Nichols doesn't, but that would be the kind of thing. The chemistry between the two in the house is something very special. The ability to feed off each other, give each other what they need. And these two, Mark and Brad, have been together forever, but Brendan is doing a great job. And it looks like it's been a seamless transition.
And to back that up, Kathy, I talked with Brad Gushue on the weekend, and he said Botcher, like the chemistry stuff, he's fit in seamlessly. Just a great guy on the team. He's fit in really nice. And, you know, Brad is so hard on himself. We were chatting just about the season, how things have gone, and the new addition of Brendan Botcher. And he says, well, it hasn't really been a great season. We've only made like 4 finals, and and I kind of stopped him there and I said, you know, you guys have really elevated the level in your game, and they hold themselves to such a high regard. And, you know, when you've won this thing 6 times, that's what it takes to continue to have that that drive and the willingness to win.
And this is an open end, as you can see. Neither team is interested at all in forcing the envelope in this 7th end. It's an odd end.
Which is why I've been blabbing away up here, Captain.
Bring on the 8th.
Story time with Goche and Mudryk.
Like a 10? Yeah.
And Botcher himself, what a great run with Rachel Homan at the mixed doubles as well. As it
Lost the final.
Yeah, it was eventually Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman.
So you might look at that and say, well, those are really good numbers, and they are, but right about now, that's the lowest Brad Gushue has been all week. He is consistently in the 90s. His average is over 90.
Sorry, 9-7.
So we didn't start with this game, but you wonder if the textured stones caught them with some half shots early.
Well, that man right there, he shot 97% Gushue in the final last year and was named MVP of the Brier playoffs.
10. Okay.
Pretty special. I remember chatting with Ben Hebert, who was last year, and
Make it a little less.
And he said, you know, what's been so impressive about the run, and now he's up to 6 titles, is it's cute to win 1 or 2, but what impresses a lot of the players the most in talking to Ben Hebert is he's done it for so long.
10, no less.
And you have kids during that time and family stuff, and he's kept that fire for decades. And you go back, first time we saw Brad Gushue at a Brier, Halifax in 2003, Kathy. And it took all those losses in those finals to finally break through, and you see what he's done since winning in St. John's.
Trying to get the roll.
Sit.
So expect Gushue to play hard for the roll across the house to get behind the corner. Maybe force Kevin Cooey to take one.
Solid normal.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that enough ice?
Yeah. Up top 12, I think you're good.
Kathy, the game we started with, and what an opportunity here now for Matt Dunstone to really put the dagger in.
Well, this is the run back for 5. You can see that lonely New Brunswick stone, albeit shot at the back of the 4. But when we started with this game, this is that outturn that we saw run very straight.
And basically a nose hit in our feature, so it'll be the blank coming up attempt for Kevin Cooey. Final stone update sheet, sheet A. Can Matt Dunstone deliver? Yes, he can. Jams it back, and it'll be for 4. 9-2 after 7. And remember, he's going to finish up with Carruthers and Gushue in that group. So he took care of business thus far, but a couple tough games to come for Matt Dunstone. Final stone in 7.
Easy,
Kevin
easy,
Cooey
easy,
looking for the blank. No problem. Team Alberta, Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary. Down by 1 with Hammer when we begin 8. Wednesday is always intriguing at the Brier, Kathy, as it is the unofficial moving day of this event. Top 3 teams, each group will qualify for the playoffs. It is a must-win for Kevin Cooey. He has to win to keep his hopes alive. If Gushue wins, we know he is in. As here in 8, it is Alberta, Cooey with Hammer down by 1, throwing the yellow stones. And there is former Brier winner, Karrick Martin.
Well, Kevin just shook off Karrick. Karrick's asking for more, and Kevin's saying, no, just throw it. You do not need more.
Line's good.
Tons of room, guys.
5.
Curl all day. Tyler. Keep her going. It'll get there. Line's good now. Keep going.
Line's good.
Keep going, line straight now.
Carrick Martin, his 9th Brier.
Good.
Remember, lost to 3 finals and then finally won with Brendan Botcher in the bubble in Calgary. And Botcher now a part of Team Canada, and he has the slight advantage. Not a plus over Walker. You got to be 5 percentage points or more. So both leads some nice numbers.
And that's the bottom message here, is that both leads have started their teams out in very good shape. And you say not a plus. Usually we start to see a little bit of an edge when it's 5% or more, which is why that's the official mark to say you've got a plus.
Real tight.
Usually sets your team up just that little bit better, or the second shots are just a little bit easier.
Mark's in, just out-count this. We got to out-count this one.
It is, it's there.
Whoa,
it's there.
whoa. Okay.
I know the Gushu team, you never want to think too far ahead, but we can, Kathy.
Sure.
That looked like it was all
You know,
there.
they won that Olympic gold with our friend Russ Howard in Italy, 2006. And guess where the Olympics are going back to?
Italy.
Pretty special.
Russ is waiting for the phone call. No, it's certainly motivating Brad Gushu. He has won everything that there is to win, and so why continue to put your body through this? Well, it's because the Olympics are just so very dear and near right about now. And also knowing that the Brier will be in St. John's next year. What a poetic story for this Gushu team, should they have the chance to be in both.
Whoa.
Won the bronze medal in Beijing.
Curl.
The gold in Italy we talked about.
Whoa. Okay.
Well, that's been Tyler's day, just not sharp, and that's a huge plus for Team Botcher.
Yeah, there's nowhere to hide, right? You look up at that jumbotron. There's the numbers.
There they are.
There they are.
And I don't think this was ever the question about Botcher when he joined the team. It was never about ability. Nobody ever said there's nobody better. No, he's a fantastic curler. The question became the brushing, because he'd always skipped, and you had EJ before you. But what have they done? They've moved Brendan in the house, so it minimizes the number of stones that he affects. And this is not going to work out well for him.
A little break there for Kevin Cooey. Shot stone on the button belongs to Team Alberta.
Just caught it a little bit too thick.
Darn. We can get it with the in turn, and we can get it with the out turn.
Yeah.
There's a positive.
It's not awful, because it pulls it all back to the center line now.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. I think we could get low under center. Like half.
First that was like a peel, hit, and roll. And if we catch it a little thick, we might.
We could just
My other thought was if you just do that and move this a hair, it's like then this is teed up. What do you think he does if you make that?
If we just freeze, he'll just tap back and get this guy here.
But if we just
I mean, if you're playing the hit, you just make this, and then we just play a hit and roll game. Yeah, it's not great. But.
You ever just hit this?
I don't mind that.
If you're gonna hit, I just like making this and sitting there and making him make something.
If they make that double, we can go around the corner.
You might be able to spin up a bit, Tyler.
Okay, throw it hard, like third, skinny half.
Kevin's gut was to play this stone. You place it in there so that he's looking to still generate two. But Tyler defaults to what Tyler likes the best, which is the really big weight hit. He had talked about playing the hit and roll in and maybe moving the other red stone out. But Kevin's middle of the road compromise was, if you want to play the hit, then throw it hard, which Tyler does well, and make the double.
Two-time world junior champ, Tyler Tardy.
Whoa! Right off, right off, right off.
Gets one, moves them both, and second shot does belong to Team Canada.
Yeah, that did not work out. Back-to-back shots, first Brendan's, then Tyler's.
Well, we're 2.
It would be 1-2 if you played a game.
Yeah, can he make the double back then? Maybe.
Okay. I like that.
Do you just want to throw peel and make it?
Yeah, right. Even if you rip it out.
Okay. 2/3.
Well, so hard to yell up and down
You got it.
in this building this morning with all of the noise. So watch for the front sweepers on all the teams to be looking up.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Curl. 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 Curl.
Look at the action in the house. A little bit more. Or will that spin back in? And I think it did,
yes,
Kathy.
I think it did.
What a break for Cooey.
That's huge.
I was going to sweep that.
That's definitely it.
Most definitely.
See it. I was going to sweep that. I think I was following through for it when he got in front of me.
Curl. Curl.
And now, how much, Kathy, can you see of that Redstone? You're more behind that sheet than I am.
Enough.
Yep. All right, as they settle into the hack, let's update side. Sheet B, Newfoundland, Labrador, and BC.
Well, Delalo's facing 2.
Curl. Clean.
Oh, nice little slash.
Seen on Rachel Homan TV.
There we go. So the blank. And
Very
keeps
nice.
his hopes alive with hammer. Down 4 when they begin 9.
Good shot.
And back to our feature. Slachinski, little hit, little roll. And a pretty natural looking double, though.
A good shot by Aaron. I'm sure he couldn't see very much in the hack. Just that nice controlled weight to get the finish.
It's like an easy peel.
Peel?
Easy an peel. Easy peel, like an 8. 8. Half is good.
Half is good.
I'm not whipping
Right
it.
around half is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
Just 8.
And we began
Something
this game with our
control
feature, New Brunswick, Manitoba handshake. So for James Grattan, unfortunately, eliminated from playoff contention. Matt Dunstone did what he had to do, but he still has Carruthers. He still has Gushu, so that'll be a very exciting finish for Matt Dunstone.
I got it. Should be okay. Should be okay. Whoa,
And
whoa,
our
whoa.
feature 1, clipped it enough, and where does that go?
Out.
So, a chance here for Cooey to go around that center guard.
Good sweep.
He's going to draw whether you stay
call.
or not.
Yes.
It's the right weight. You never go over the top. Like
Yeah.
we hit that.
And you heard the comment, even if this stone was nosed in there, for Kevin Cooey, he's not going to chase a stone at the back of the house. In this 8th end, he's got guards up front and asking Aaron to go around.
Second Brier for Slachinski. He skipped Alberta last year in Regina to a 4-4 record. Was an alternate a few years back for Botcher.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just slid a little slow, maybe.
Yeah. That looked like a slow slide, yeah.
And a tough one for Slachinski, longtime coach of Kevin Cooey. John Dunn looking on. And again, Nichols, my goodness, a big time plus thus far there at the third position.
It is through the middle that the advantage is very much in favor.
Whichever one you know.
Well, I know the in a little bit better, but.
I'm going to put a clock on this. Don't know if Aaron, you heard
16, it's 14 and a half.
Kark and Tyler talking that maybe he slid a little bit slow.
Full 4?
Yeah. You guys like that ice? Yeah.
Kathy, right next door, Carruthers and Latimer on sheet C.
No, we're trying to double for 2.
Well, the 2 red belong to Carruthers. This looks like it's the cross-house double so that maybe Shane can bring that yellow stone on the left-hand side into play.
A little hard right now.
Well then, whoa.
If you catch it a little bit thick, you might be shot. Even a nose works.
Top good.
Reed Carruthers, a Brier champion all those years ago with Jeff Stoughton, Brier champ, world champ. Trying to qualify for the playoffs here in Kelowna. Latimer, final stone, and on the nose, he will get 1.
And Gushu goes around.
And did you get you wanted to get a time on that, Kathy. Did you get a time on his draw? And she shows me her clock, and it's zeros across the board.
So that's
Thanks.
a no. I was going to time Shane Latimer instead.
Yeah?
I would not have thrown you under the bus if I would.
I'll throw myself.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Team thing. Like, we're not. No, okay. Okay. That's what I'm asking.
And after a little conversation, it is handshake. So Reed Carruthers improving to 6-1.
Good game. Yeah. Thanks again, buddy.
Reed looking very comfortable this year.
Game for you.
And it's hard to be shot.
Yeah. Just make sure you kill those two. It's hard to get this one going straight back. It's way too.
It's not too bad. Like third.
I think it's even thinner.
Well, make sure we hit that.
Yeah.
Like we don't gotta get cute.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter from here.
A little more.
So this isn't just about peeling. So he's trying to hit it across the top, and that is still the potential. So for Cooey, this isn't just a double peel. This is for sure you want to open it up, but if you hit it a third across the top, yellow drives back, might be able to pick the stone out.
Kevin Cooey, a 4-time Brier champ. Got his first at Halifax back in 2010.
Options on the yellow, because for him to go on that red
2014
one,
Kamloops. 2016 Ottawa, and then Brandon, a perfect record. 13-0, beating Brendan Bottcher that year in 2019.
Girl.
Oh, man.
Head's tighter? Sure. You think? That's what I'm seeing too. See, we're here. Yeah. In an ideal world, if we could bump this a hair high on the nose, or a foot a hair high. Yeah. Okay. So I got a little tighter ice.
You gonna throw the same weight, or
I'm gonna try and give you the same and then we can work it.
Yeah, I agree. We didn't sweep that until the very end.
Okay.
It was a very slow, gradual move. Muddy, I'm going to time this.
Are you? Okay. Good luck over there.
Okay. I got caught up in Mr. Latimer.
Line's good.
Trying to capitalize on that miss from Cooey. His final stone. Well hammer here in 8, Brad Gushue.
Line's okay.
Look at the rotation that Brad Gushue throws. I'm just comparing that to James and not trying to throw James under the bus, but it is this kind of rotation that will not only carry the stone further, but get the big swoop as it starts to die.
Yeah, all the way back.
Keep going.
Okay.
Now just overthrown.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
And just a plus for Gushue, but you saw those numbers. That is the lowest he's thrown this week.
I got a little wider than I wanted.
And he would not have been given full points for that shot either.
So what does Kevin have left here, Kathy?
Well, he can just come down to the nose and roll in just that little bit for the shot.
That ice for?
I said 11.5, and he said 11.
Okay.
You have in your head?
So hackish.
Well, we called 12, but I'm gonna be like 12 up.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's even a little bit less. You heard Tyler and Kark thinking that it would be hack. Kevin throwing, or rather board, Kevin throwing just about 6 feet less than that, wanting to make sure to get the curl.
11.5. High 11.
Whoa.
High 11.
Whoa.
Final stone here in 8.
High 11.
Clean. Off. Yes.
Coming on.
Whoa. Whoa.
12.
Curl.
12.
Whoa. Straight.
And that flip inside,
nice.
what a shot. Kevin Cooey, a must make. Really nice weight. He'll roll it in to pick up his single. In a 4-4 tie, Gushue with hammer when we come back. when you look at the scenario, Kathy, and this part of the schedule in a 4-4 tie, a must-make there for Kevin Cooey. A nice little hit and roll. So we're all locked up at 4. Here in 9, it is Team Canada Red Rocks with Hammer.
But you have to think Brad Gushue is shaking his head, because on that last stone, if he is a little bit lighter and comes on top, the degree of difficulty for Kevin becomes so much higher. He doesn't have backing. He doesn't have something to go off of.
Weight's good. You can go a little. Go ahead, Mark. You can go a little. Yep.
Line's good. Play the weight. Play the weight, Mark.
Actually. Full 8.
Curl, Ken. Curl.
Fighting 8.
Curl. Keep going.
Look at the effort from Mark Nichols.
Good. Real nice.
Well, that's the trade-off, right? Sure, you're not holding the broom for your guy, but
so
the
strong.
trade-off is him sweeping like that.
It's so strong. He's so fit. We always talk back to a story when he was in Winnipeg that 1 year and was working out at the Iceplex, which is where the Winnipeg Jets train.
And I just swung around.
And he went into the gym and was essentially testing the other guys, and he was doing more than a lot of NHL players can. He's just so fit.
Well, you want to be able to move this. Like back 8.
Okay.
Yeah, half a rock.
If you get that to there, it's pretty good. What do you think? Here?
Yeah.
And for Kevin, this is not about getting rid of those stones. He would like to tap them back a little bit, create something that their team can freeze to or get in. Right now, those are in really good positions.
Cooey in Regina, a 2-6 record. He was just deflated
7-8.
that year. He's had so many great battles over the years against Brad Gushue. And you think back, they met in the final 2016 in Ottawa.
Whoa, straight.
A victory that year for Kevin.
Whoa, touch this. Shot. Great shot.
That's a good start, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And look, Sheet B now, Newfoundland, Labrador, and BC.
Better add.
Well, tough shot for Ty. You might be wondering why he's not playing the other turn, the out turn, because he has access. And I don't know how many draws that Ty has thrown today, but he's looking at it. If he comes down to the stone at the back of the 4-foot, he will be shot. Whereas if you play the out turn, it's all or nothing. We also don't know how many rocks have been down this path, but the sweepers are not even cleaning, which is not a good sign. Oh, there you go. Daniel Bruce is trying to get in and carve it now.
Needs to dive.
And will it?
We're done, eh?
Not 2. So a steal of 2 for BC, and Cameron DeYoung picks up win number 2 in his home province. Curls out of Victoria, but getting the fans going here in Kelowna as he'll win that one.
2 went on the board.
So 9-3 is your final. And you know, Kathy, just going back to finish my thought on these two over the years, Kevin Cooey and Brad Gushue, we showed you the board, right, dating back to 2010, all those championships. The finals they've met in, though, you saw that wonderful game in St. John's, the first win. That was obviously against Cooey. He lost the final in 2016 to Kevin Cooey, beat him the next year in St. John's. And then they met in 2022 in Lethbridge, where Gushue beat Cooey there. So, I mean, man, like, two of the heavyweights of my era anyways, and watching them go head-to-head.
Max? Ice? Yeah.
I like the ice.
Okay.
So with the peel of the guard, Team Alberta will go back to work at tapping those stones back just that ever so slightly.
Yeah. 8.
Or at least being right on the
7,
face
8.
so that something that they can use.
8.
Whoa for line.
8.
Whoa then. It's gotta curl. Gotta curl. Carr
trying to knife the stone over.
Touch it.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
So, little thin is okay.
Yeah.
A little thin would be great. Bump it a smidge.
Board?
Yeah, board.
Okay.
That's good ice. It's straighter now. I can hold it too.
Okay.
I like that broom too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weight's good.
Yep.
Hair quiet.
Yep. Hard. Really gotta go, Jeff. Hard.
Hard, Jeff. Keep it off the line.
Hard, Jeff. Hard, you got it. Hard.
Jeff Walker, a big scrub here. Here comes that guard, just by it, 1-2. Lovely.
That's a huge assist to Brendan Botcher and Jeff
You
Walker.
told me you could hold it. Very sweet.
There you go.
Look at that sweeping by Jeff Walker at the end, just to keep it off that guard.
Gave you a little more angle there. I stood a little full. And...
Oh, dreamy.
Look at this.
I said, you know. You know what you're doing.
There's no room.
The shade low. It's.
I still remember, Kathy, interviewing Mark Nichols when he decided he was going to go out west and play with Stout for that year, and how emotional he was. He was, and then eventually, you know, reunited, and it's just incredible what those two have accomplished together over the years. It really is.
It's a family.
Hard, Tyler! Hard!
Rattles 2 of them.
Better than it was.
And 2 are in the house for Alberta. But it is Team Canada with Hammer here at 9.
Roll marker, you might.
Can we nose it hard?
You can nose it hard, yep. Leaves him a double.
Don't hate it.
You want to talk about it, or?
Oh, we don't have a ton of time.
They have more time
Man,
than
my thought is the
Alberta.
nose,
You can
Doc.
see the 7 minutes thinking
My
time.
thought is the nose.
You just can't roll in or you
Probably going to lose the red one. See the
Like,
yellow
just
angle.
make sure. Should go.
Like, I'd be shocked if he plays the double, Brad. He wants the force, right?
Yeah, I know. He might do it and try it on the last. We're 100% sure it
go
goes.
for sure,
There's a
does
little
it?
bit of separation there.
You think it does for sure?
I'm not convinced.
I'm not either.
There's enough. If it was frozen, I'd say yes, but there's enough separation that I'm
with
not
you. I think
100%
it just goes
sure.
right, maybe a foot down.
Okay, well then we draw
What do
it,
you think,
don't we?
Brendan? You throw it hard enough, it goes. But,
Personally, I think it goes relatively easy.
okay, if you throw it hard enough, it goes.
I think it's going, and it's going to be spinning so much.
It's going to spin, yeah.
Okay, if you like it, I'm good with it.
Where Aaron Stone wound up, you can see the angle. And so the question is, if you hit it hard on the nose, will you jam on that red one, or will it spin off the back and roll out? They all believe, Brad's not convinced, but the rest of them are convinced a hard shot on the nose and the red will go, but the yellow will not jam.
Well, guess what, Kathy? We're about to find out.
Yep. Hard.
Mark Nichols at 9.
Hard.
Right to it.
Hard. Hard. Jeff,
They said hit it hard enough, it'll go. Oh, and it goes easy.
Good. Good.
That's why I don't skip.
Good
So
call.
that's why I
Yeah,
don't
it was
skip.
super easy, but
Good shot.
Well, decision time for Cooey, though.
Grabbed it enough.
Just a whisker low.
Okay.
good.
It's your Jeff Walker's comment there. That's why I don't skip. Yeah, there you go.
We draw around the guard and he nuts the run back. Then what are we doing?
And he chases like game over, isn't it?
Probably a deuce, yeah.
Well, at best, yeah. Assuming I make a double.
Yeah.
Like if I go here,
You show him a little bit on that side. What do you think he's playing, run?
timeout.
And Kevin Kua uses his timeout.
That maybe you steal or force Gushu to 2, but Brad needs to make this and stick.
Hard. Hard.
Brad Gushu, yellow, no problem. And the shooter
Great shot.
will settle 8 foot.
Good shot.
Great shot.
So can you hit and hide here?
The line that was on the whole way.
Well, and if you don't, you get the blank, or do you draw?
Or you
That
draw.
is the shot.
There you go.
Yeah. If we're not drawing, I'm going home.
And the reason you might be wondering is it's all about analytics. You do not want to blank and give Brad Gushue last rock. You know that your percentage of winning is very low, less than 10%.
Just the 4 on your shot. Huh?
Just shot.
Yeah, just bite. If you bite the 4, you shot.
Okay.
So make a good one, bite the 4.
I think it's pretty close.
It's just the same as it's been. Aaron was just really light on that one, right?
Yeah, that was a slow slide.
And if you do, if Gushue plays the run back, he's running a Cooey stone in, it may wind up as a force.
Final stone in 9.
I like that. Just bite the 4.
6, 7.
Kevin Cooey trying to keep his playoff aspirations alive here in Kelowna.
Definitely room, Tyler.
We can wait. We can wait.
Spot a curl.
Wait.
Curl now.
Okay.
Curl now.
Hard.
Now watch this go.
Curl.
That's the sharpened stones.
Keep going. Whoa.
Want to be shot stone, though. Want to be the shot rock,
Oh,
and
and they
it's not.
overswept it.
They
I think it
overcooked
went
it.
too
It's
far.
not shot stone. So it's a draw for 2.
Oh, yeah, too far.
Wow.
Oh,
Too far.
I can't believe it took it that far.
And that's the
I like
communication.
that out of my hand.
What's that?
I like that out of my hands.
Yeah.
And you're so worried as a brusher being on top to carve it. But it slid that little too far, so draw for 2 for Gushue.
And with this guy, Kathy, over the years, death, taxes, and Gushue's in-turn draw.
It is his favorite turn, there's no doubt.
He has made quite the career out of this particular shot right here. Final stone in 9 and a chance for 2.
I felt like it was there.
Okay, I agree.
I think you're good.
Think we're there, Brendan.
Well then, line's good.
Back 4.
Oh,
T-line.
Weight's good.
line's good. Curling.
T-line.
Weight's good.
Line's good.
Stay down, Jeff.
Yeah. 14-6.
Well, Money, plan to pay your taxes, and it's been good knowing you.
I can't say I'm surprised. To the button. And 2.
Good job.
Win, and they are into the playoffs. 10th and next. Cooey down 2 with hammer.
Top 12.
Full 8, guys.
Weight's
Like
good.
that. Full
Little. I got minimum.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Top 12.
Welcome back to Kelowna. We just want to apologize.
We're good. Let's go.
We've had some transmission difficulties, but we are back with you. And it was an in-turn draw in 9 for a pair for Brad Gushue. He was successful. He found the 4-foot, touching the button rather easily. So here we go. In 10, Canada leads 6-4. It is Kevin Cooey down by 2 with hammer throwing the yellow rocks. Lead stones on the way. This is Karek Martin, and Cooey has to win to keep his playoff hopes alive. If Gushue wins, we know he is qualified for the
Not
playoffs.
higher than this other one. Just past it. Hard, Tyler. Hard,
Well, not
Tyler.
often, but
You're good, you're
there
good,
has
you're
been
good,
the
you're good.
opportunity in this game for Cooey to score 2, and he did. And so you know that you can, but it is tough.
Yeah, you got room this way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 14.5 to tee.
And Gushue cannot hit yet, and so they will continue to apply more pressure, throwing stones right on top of the shot stone, and then they'll be able to start to peel, and that will be the plan.
Weight's good.
Well, line's good.
Top 4.
Top a little bit.
Yep, for line.
Hard line.
Top 4.
Hard
for
line.
line.
Hard line.
Hard for line.
Hard mark.
Hard.
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 Hard. Separate them after they touch.
Just bounce. Bounce it. Bounce it. Bounce it.
Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Okay, that's not too bad, actually.
Great weight.
Good weight.
So 2 corner guards for Alberta, and now Kevin Cooey will take advantage.
Yeah.
It'll be quicker.
And playing around this one because it is tighter to the house. We know with the finish of these stones, if they go around the other corner guard, because it's a little bit higher, the odds improve that the Gushue team can follow it and get it out.
Karek, go. Go hard.
Karek trying to make this curl, knifing it over.
Touch it, touch it, touch it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's good, good.
Nice weight from Tyler Tardy.
Is that on the tee line?
Yeah.
The only sheet remaining in play on this Wednesday morning.
Yep. Yep.
Brendan Botcher, the Brier champ from the bubble back in 2021.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll the shooter off as far as you can. Get it out, get it out. Okay.
Well, that for sure is a better option than nosing it and missing the back one. Brendan at least opening up that stone. But there is still a guard for Cooey. He could elect to guard that cornerstone again, except for the fact that there's already 2 that are out counting it.
Minimum?
Mine's good.
I got a hair left.
6, 7.
Whoa, then.
7.
6. Whoa, then.
7. 6.
7's okay.
7.
Just clean it.
6.
6 and 7,
Whoa,
suggesting
does not
it's
need
in
a
front of the
curl.
tee line, which is the most important part.
Yep, curl.
Look at this start to curl and die.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa. But then he can't
Here.
really draw again.
Okay.
Switch.
Sorry.
Okay. Normal weight?
Was this normal?
Yeah.
Just strategy-wise for viewers at home, Kathy, you know, hit this one no problem. Would you rip the corner guard, or does it matter?
You could, but this is a really important shot because this stone is in fact second shot. So if you hit this and you roll in a little bit, what Gushu's saying is I don't care if you've gone around the corner, you're going to have to make a quad to make that stone count.
Sit. Good. Okay.
And you can see it is in fact 4
Good toss.
for Gushu right now.
Okay. A little hard?
Maybe. It's out where it's a little bit.
Almost. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Right to center.
What are you thinking, 10?
11? 11?
And the reason they're wanting less weight is the one thing that you don't want to do is stick on the nose. You want to be able to roll it in a little bit of quieter weight. Gives the brushers a chance to really impact where this stone will go.
11.5.
Whoa, curl, whoa, curl, straight, whoa, curl, whoa, curl, whoa, curl.
A little bit of everything. Curl, straight, whoa, and roll.
Hard.
And that is second shot rock for now.
You know you're close when.
Yeah, it's edge on edge.
Yeah.
You can roll.
The only thing we roll here, he's playing that double.
Yeah.
The other option we have is this.
No, I like your first call.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking just
He was 11.5.
like an 11.
Sure.
Do you like that?
You like that ice there then?
He was 11.5 there, so.
I like it, Mark. I do too.
You hear Jeff always staying right in the game, timing the opponent's stones hog to hog so they can share that information.
Weight's good. Whoa.
Real nice.
11.5. Clean.
I think it's 11.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
11.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Clean, yep. Whoa.
Weight's
clean,
real good.
Clean. Great throw, Mark. Attaboy.
Lovely.
Very nice.
Good call. 11-1.
I'm seeing like outturn peel a millimeter low. Okay. Or even a shade less. Okay.
Well, Aaron's last year's provincial champion out of Alberta. Got recruited during the season.
Curl. Whoa, curl.
Stachinski got one, got 2. Shooter sticks around. It is Team Canada line the 2 without here in 10.
Gushu will hit the one that he can see and roll over again, wanting to keep those stones in play.
Love to roll in and lie.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. Yeah, that double and roll is there for him.
It's tough.
Yeah, but it's there.
Looks like a lot, but for board it's probably close, eh?
Yeah, your ballpark. I was thinking around center line. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that other Cooey that got him.
Clean.
Jamie Cooey.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
Last year, draw 7 in Regina.
Hard. Hard. Gotta go, Mark. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Hard. Hard.
Roll it.
Big roll.
Oh, and will not.
And now,
Aha.
make the double and lie 2.
Bad throw there. Sorry, guys.
It's just if I roll to here, it's brutal, right?
Yeah, but nose is
You're like, I'm thinking roll to here. No?
Yeah, I think that's what we got to do because nose is not good.
Yeah.
Right.
Heel weight. Give me middle of the rock.
You heard Brad in the hack, just concerned
Even
that maybe it was
shade.
a little bit too much ice, and sometimes that can get in your head. And just got that stone over curling, and so is not 1, 2, 3. So a double for Cooey, and the key is not to stay there because that would create a double back, but to roll underneath. Trying to set up a potential 3.
Playoff hopes on the line here in 10. Kevin Cooey.
Whoa, whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Nothing yet.
Roll.
Yes.
Hard roll.
Short roll. Short roll. Whoa.
Hard roll.
There's
hard
the roll, but that red spinning.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2 are in there. Shotstone is Team Canada, but it is Cooey with hammer here in 10. Needs 2 to tie, 3 for the win.
Lie 3 off of that?
Brad?
Yeah. Can we ever lie 3?
Yeah, if you throw the right weight. But I'm just thinking if you could plant it here or even get it squeezed over this way.
He's going to have a hard time
Yeah.
sticking in the house. If you
I think that's the safest shot anyway.
I like
do
that
too.
call. I think you get lucky to lie 3 or
normal. I was thinking like keel. Sure. Yeah.
And the reason they're saying it's the safest shot is you might be looking at that thinking that this double is there, but if you happen to hit this one too thick, it can come back. And so the decision is to play that there. You might even roll here. That's going to be a very tough 2 for Kevin.
It's like an easy peel here.
Yeah.
To apply some pressure here on Cooey in 10.
Clean.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, curl.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Gushu's final stone.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, boy.
And the door opens.
Didn't curl.
Well, there was no effort to make it curl. He said it didn't curl, but never once did we hear them saying to carve.
I don't know if there was a hole.
What would you say that ice is for?
Back line. Back.
Like easy 12?
Yeah.
Borderline max?
This is fast here. Faster than draw.
Do you think that's max?
For 12?
I think for my out turn, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
20 seconds
So like right about here.
remaining for Cooey. He's got 1 in his back pocket. Needs 2 for the extra. 10 seconds left. And away we go. We're off. Final stone. Here in 10, down by 2.
12. Clean.
Trying to force the extra in.
Off.
12. Clean. Yeah.
Off.
Hard. 12. Clean. 12.
Nothing yet from Tardy and Martin.
Hard.
Now a little scrub. Hold it, tap it, score the 2, you bet. What a shot. And we're not done yet. In a 6-6 tie, we'll go an extra. Gushu hammer when we come back.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada.
Welcome back to Kelowna. What a game. Some great shots here from Kevin Cooey against the defending champ. Kevin Cooey has to win this game to keep his playoff hopes alive, and nice little touch shot to score the pair. So now an extra end, and here's Carrick Martin to lead things off here in 11.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Well, uncharacteristic by Brad Gushu. I don't think Kevin saw that coming, and that's why it's so important to always make your opponent throw their last rock. It doesn't always work out. And then Kevin taking advantage of that to score the 2 and force the extra.
Shot.
Yeah.
And the new 5-rock rule, you can't play the tick shot when the stone is touching the center line.
No, you can move it. There's no problem with that. You just cannot move it off the center line.
The line, correct.
There.
Okay, line's
Just
really
full
good.
forward.
Weight's good.
Looks heavy.
This one will
Think
come
it's
down.
good, Brad.
Okay, stay close.
Brendan's in. If you're going to
still
swing,
there.
Brendan's in. Stay with it, Brendan.
I think we're there.
No.
It really shows you, though, Kathy, like how good the players and the ice and the conditions and the practice that tick shot became a thing.
It was a
right?
thing.
It was massive in games.
And teams became so good at it that all of a sudden what that was supposed to do, which was to keep offense, it just wasn't working. And so the introduction of you can't tick it off the line.
The evolution of the game.
Hard line.
Harder. 2.5.
Hard. Line's good. Line's good.
Yeah, keep going.
Get some separation. Get it tight.
Well,
Looks
that
like
first stone by Canada and Jeff Walker just a little bit too deep.
Hard, guys. Go. Keep going.
Trying to get to the line, and they do. 2 really good stones. Lots of separation, up and down. It's a tough double peel.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Okay, play the weight.
Jeff Walker, the 6 Brier titles with Gushu.
Don't want to pull forward, guys.
Canadian World Junior Champ as well back in 2006.
Line's perfect. Line's good. Mark's in if you're going.
Weight's good. We're just biting the forefoot.
Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it.
Okay, that's sliding good. Shoot. Good judge. I didn't think I threw that one really hard.
Is that a lot of ice for back and forth? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
So Tyler's out turn.
And that's why they took a little bit less, because he is left-handed. His stone will run a little bit straighter than a right-handed in-turn.
8.
Hard!
Whoa.
Yes!
8.
Whoa.
Hard!
Yep. Keep going.
And Tyler knew he didn't call him off at all. Little tap.
Great shot.
Full credit to Tyler Tardy. He knew, he let it go, and he knew they had to stay on that rock.
Oh, you know your own release, and he wasn't wide on it, that's for sure, and great brushing to get it by both and not tick.
Clean. Yep. Clean. Shot. Okay.
Straight peel there from Botcher.
Yeah, I like that way again.
Garden?
Yeah.
So replace the guard. Team Cooey has a rock in a position. Even though it's 3rd shot for now, it's in a good position to tap up.
Line's good.
1.5.
Yeah,
We'll guard for a little bit.
Keep it out if you can.
Clean it. Heavy clean. Heavy clean.
Line's okay.
Whoa. Does not need a curl. Let it stop. Line's great. Shot, Tyler.
And again, the key there is a lot of separation and up and down so that the double peel is tougher. There is some angle on this now, though.
No. Curl.
Brendan Botcher. He picks them both. Lovely. Very nice shot from Botcher.
He left his own shooter up there, but it's higher, and we know with the finish on this ice, the closer stone is the problem stone.
Always noses those. Right on the nose.
Probably like back 8, and then if we're a little heavy, we can do this. Okay. If you just bump it straight there is good too.
Okay.
What's your weight?
Back 4.
Heavy draw.
Yeah. Is that enough?
I think so. I think you can hold it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to bump it.
So playing just that very soft tap. Aaron's tolerance on this will be to be frozen to it and not over heavy.
7. Hard line.
Hard, guys.
Hard line.
Real hard. Real hard.
I haven't seen someone do that what Tyler Tardy's doing.
Hard.
Well, Brad
keep going.
Thiessen actually copied that off the Scottish team, and it's almost as though you have a brusher on the other side trying to flatten the path to keep it straight.
Angles are perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, really good.
How much do you see of that? Half?
No.
No.
I got a big quarter of the yellow he just threw.
If you can get close to the nose and jiggle them around, we got to move these reds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw.
Let's try that then.
Okay.
Nose. Yeah.
Like heavy hack?
You're going to need at least that, Mark.
Okay.
My only concern is we bump it right in the pocket and don't move anything. We're toast.
Okay.
What happens if we hit 2/3 and spin our shooter and spin the one top 8? Get the 2 back reds moving. If we throw it a bit harder and hit 2/3?
Yeah, you got to get to 2/3.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was the
what
problem.
Are you thinking, like an 11, or do you want board?
11, I'm good with.
You heard Jeff frustrated when he threw his first 2 in the 4-foot. And the reason that he was frustrated is because there wasn't any work done yet on those red stones, really, and it is their own stones that are now the problem for Team Gushu.
Board.
Oh.
Clean.
Oh. Clean.
11. Little hard.
Yeah.
Curl. Curl.
Hit a 6-6 tie.
Go.
Here at 11.
Go.
Nichols. Little tap.
Great shot.
Oh, great
good.
shot.
Moves the Reds. But that pocket's kind of gone now, Kathy. Shot stone is Alberta Cooey, but they move those Reds around.
Yeah, we got this one.
Very good.
That is as good as they could do. The big key, you heard Brendan talking about 2/3, is those 2 red stones, watch that. They pop. Now you've got access on the in-turn and the out-turn side.
And Alberta's used their timeout in the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to draw right here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Even if we make something like
if we touch
that,
back, yeah.
he probably still comes off that. I just don't think you want to push this
Right here's
too
pretty
far.
good.
Yeah.
Frozen right to
dead
the
Well,
red.
if you're here, he might take a crack at this. Might get all 3 of them.
I don't think we can. I think if we guard, he's playing this, right? And then we're.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you can't guard.
No.
Well, I mean, the guard's high. You might be able to chase and...
I like making him, but I'm going to have to kill both these. Yeah. Like he'll be right here, and then I'll be up here. I like throwing I just don't want to kind of get to here, right? So let's pick our weights.
That's
so,
not that bad, though.
like, I think you're just about playing this.
We do want to touch it,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's probably the same weight, no? You guys swept that all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same weight out of the hand. I think
And if anything, we want to err on a shade low and get there.
Okay.
It's kind of the same throw, Aaron.
Yeah. You need a little more.
Well,
line.
the bonus of what Mark
Like at 4
Nichols
last time.
just did is this stone right here. That's going to be the saving thing to come off. And so for Cooey, throwing a guard doesn't help him at all. So trying to be here or even in this area here. Because then coming off one of them, if they're side by each, one of them will go, but one of them should stay.
Mark Nichols really changed the dynamic of this end with that shot. Let's see if Aaron Sluchinski
Less.
lock a nice one in here.
Whoa.
Line's better.
Clean.
Line's better.
Whoa. Whoa.
Line's
Whoa.
good.
Whoa.
8, 9.
Curl. Whoa.
Curl.
Straight.
Curl.
Straight.
Curl.
Whoa.
Curl.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get in
Pretty
there.
good.
And they lie too.
Good. If he makes that, there's a big pocket.
Yeah. I think that was like perfect. Maybe if we hit that shade thinner.
That's what I'm seeing. Hard.
You do that.
Yeah, and you
Okay,
might
half
clip
rock.
the
Might
back
catch
too.
it.
I see that too.
This is the rock I'm worried about, so I like this.
Yeah.
What turn are you seeing?
In.
In? Okay, you want to hit a half to a thin half.
Okay.
The reason that's the one
Nice
that
and hard.
Brad's worried
Yeah.
about, the higher one, is because the one behind the tee line is already behind the tee line. That's something they can use for backing. The one in front is in a great spot. So this is the double. You
Whoa,
might
curl,
catch the other one too.
And here comes a Kelowna rocket from Mark Nichols. Big time weight.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
1, 2, clips them all, but
Okay.
the yellow still shot stone side of the button.
The one that they were the most concerned about stayed.
Still got some options. Slash 3, come in off the side one.
Just trying to get it to go a little thinner.
It's in the way. Like, this is useless.
Okay.
He's got nothing.
I don't
on
think
this.
drawing here is great because then he can pound that, right?
I don't think that's bad.
I think if you move this to here though and get there.
Mind you, if
like
he
this,
pounds that, this is not going very
it
far.
wouldn't go anywhere.
I could draw there myself.
The same
Draw
shot I
here
just
and a shade rub is okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
I just hate to rub it and leave him somewhere he can come off and just unlock those.
Yeah, you don't
I
wanna-
I don't think I'll do that with like
Okay.
Just T-line, I think.
like heavy. You're
I guess
thinking
you won't
like,
have miles by the guard, eh?
what do you think of that?
No, the guard is not in play
Minimum?
for Kevin, for sure. He's trying to draw into that mix to
We've been
lie.
able to
Another
hold
one,
mine
that
pretty
4-foot area is getting so clustered. That's advantage to Cooey.
Just get on the inside, roll in a bit.
Yeah, I think if we're somewhere low, it's
I want to be a sliver higher. Eh?
pretty good.
If you're deep, you might have the slash triple.
Minute 35
What?
remaining.
If you're-
Remember, that's thinking
Yeah.
time. The
Slash
clock
triple
will stop
30.
once he
I don't
releases
think we
it.
do. If I move the yellow, then it's gone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
I think we want to move the yellow, just
Yeah.
anything.
I agree.
Does that look like a lot?
It does to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. We can hold it more, we can carve here.
So kind of T-line on its own.
If you move that yellow one a little bit with the shooter, then the triple's not there. Right now, looking at the red stone on the right side at the top of the 4 as something that Gushu would slash in.
And his clock now stops, and you'll have 54 seconds remaining for his
I had
final
good-
stone.
I had good
Remember,
weight.
use
I had
his
really
time
good
out in the
weight.
extra.
Clean.
In a 6-6 tie.
8.
Whoa.
8. Clean it.
Clean.
Line's good.
Oh, you got to get low, Aaron.
8-9.
We're low.
8-9.
Whoa. Curl.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
They wanted it on the inside,
It's okay.
and they are still the shot stone, that one back button.
Okay. So we want to get in there as low as we can. Eh?
Yeah, you do. Then the
Mark
yellow
through
goes out
11
the
there.
back
That should be
door.
close.
Well, what a game. And the game story is brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995.
Well, they don't make very many, but they made a sweeping error in that 9th end, taking Kevin so worried about the carve, they forgot about the weight, and that allowed the draw for 2. And that final stone by Gushu, that angle slash, it undercurled and actually moved Cooey into the 4-foot. That allowed the 2. The biggest difference, of course, is that right now, Brad Gushu is at the lowest percentage that he has had in this entire Brier.
Wow. Remember that year, too.
Clean.
It was Nichols had COVID. They played with 3 players
Clean.
in that final in 2022.
Clean.
Whoa,
In their
curl!
last extra end game.
Curl. Curl.
Here's Gushu with hammer. His first, taps the yellows, gets them moving.
Good.
And it is now shot stone. Team Canada put right away. You got the button. And
Curled a
Kevin
hair too
Cooey will
much.
try to go right there.
Not bad, though. Should always have
Always have the 3, right?
Red shot. Good shot. That's a fraction too much, eh?
You're a little higher, this kind of comes into it.
So get to
35 seconds remaining.
He just hits the top.
This is a really great example of why your stones in the forefoot can hurt you. There's just so many rocks in play, and that started early.
I think it'll be okay.
Well, for Kui has to be precise.
Yeah.
And he's got
same weight or
15 seconds.
A pound less. That was 9.
Literally down to the wire with 3 seconds remaining in a 6-6 tie. Final stone without hammer has to be the shot rock.
I didn't have more.
Where?
9.
Curl.
Wait only. Wait only.
Curl.
Whoa.
Curl.
Needs to find that little pocket.
Curl.
Got to get by that red stone first to get in there.
Got to curl.
Got to curl. Got to get it off that red and get in, and they will not. And with that, Kevin Kui, his chances of making the playoffs here in Kelowna are done. And the defending champ squeaking out a win in an extra 7-6. Brad Gushue will qualify and be top 3 at this year's Montana's Brier in Kelowna.
Well, success for Brad Gushue, but I think that you saw that look on Brad's face, raising his eyebrows. They will go back to that shot in 10 that Brad had the opportunity. We talked about his numbers, just not as sharp as we've seen them, but they got it done.
And a tough couple of years for Kevin Kui at the Brier. What a win. There you see the X marks the spot. 6-0 because of the head-to-head situation. Gushue knows he's top 3. Then you have Carruthers 6-1. Dunstone still has left to play Carruthers and Gushue. Can Epping find a way to squeak in? And in Pool B, McEwen, Jacobs undefeated. And then look, you got Asalan, Moybrook, Kleider. It'll be a lot of fun as action continues here on Wednesday.
Mike's had a great couple seasons here. They've sort of found a piece that's working for them. We sort of have our good battles when we're at the Nutana Curling Club. They're going to be a tough opponent as well. We're just sort of same thing, bring our A game and we'll play them tough.
I'm really happy they're getting their first go at the Brier. That's a young team that's got some great talent and great work ethic. I'm looking forward to that game personally. I think, we'd like to still say we're #1 Saskatchewan team.
Well, Kathy, I hope a brawl doesn't break out at the Nutana Curling Club today, because it's all Saskatchewan, it's all Nutana, and it's right here on TSN. Kleider, McEwen, look at that record. Mike McEwen, 6-0. He made the final last year, trying to get back. And what a rookie campaign for Rylan Kleider, his first ever appearance, and what an opportunity. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Our coverage continues on TSN. Courtney, Kathy Gauthier, with all the coverage coming up this afternoon. Kelowna, what a great morning. Some wonderful shots, some fun curling as it went down to the wire between Team Canada and Team Alberta. Another win for Gushue. On behalf of all of us at TSN, thank you for watching our coverage. The Brier lives right here on TSN.